Hey everyone, wishing you all a very happy new year. And I wish and I pray that this year 2022 brings about something good, something better than the 2021, which was really rough and really tough for all of us. And I know I'm a bit late as compared to the others who have already posted the 2022 horoscopes. And this is not just the prediction for the health, wealth, relationships, but there is a lot more that I'll be covering. This is just a live video, so please bear with me if the timestamps are a little delayed, because it gets uploaded and then only I can share with you the timestamps. So my Guruji actually told me many things during this span when I was actually, in touch with my Guruji also. I was traveling also. I met many people during this last fag end of the year. Learned many things, new things, something which actually, helps me improvise as a person. So that, I can help you all to improvise on yourself, on yourselves, in fact. So that is the reason, I was little away, and I was contemplating, introspecting for a while. And this was just a dhyana, kind of a phase for me. And it has really, really helped me. It's not that you're, being in the world, you have to, you can't dress up well, you cannot look good. In fact, I always say that take care of all the planets, keep all the planets in your mind. If you have the integrity, that is your sun, you're enhancing your sun. If you're helping others, if you're compassionate, you're enhancing your moon. If you look good, if you are actually following the Venetian traits, you're well perfumed, you're well combed, you're well dressed, that is, you're enhancing your Venus. And if you have a lot of work and karma in hand and you're not paying attention to it and you're being lazy, then you're spoiling your Saturn. So do the other way. If you're acquiring knowledge and imparting that knowledge also, that is Jupiter. I think this is a repetition. And if you have a good business acumen to deal with people, not manipulate people, and communicate with them well, you are enhancing your Mercury. So this is what you have to do. And for all this, definitely you need that energy, that vitality, and that vigor. So that is how you help your Mars enhance in your life. So Rahu Ketu, of course, they are just the Chaya Grahas, they're the shadowy planets, so we don't consider them. So you have to actually, enhance all the planets if you really want to, work on your own self to start with. Okay, so this is what this year is going to be bringing us all. And I hope and I pray that, you all prosper health-wise, wealth-wise, and improvise on your relationship, work on your relationship towards better, and work on yourself to help others to be, better for others and help them to become better towards you. All right. So this is what is my prayer, and I wish and pray for, giving you all the kind of knowledge that I have acquired in all these days. I will definitely be imparting each and everything free of cost. Don't worry about it, because I have learned it, free of cost only, because, just giving in a lot of hours and hard work. And I'm just simplifying everything, whatever I've learned, and I've been imparting that also to you. No courses, no classes, no throwing away, your time on, these things. Just easy way out. I'm giving you all these predictions. So what exactly my Guruji has told, I will tell you that to start with, the transits, if you are looking at, you have to see that the transits of the planets are like environment when you drive on the road. Transit is like the weather conditions as you continue to drive. On some stretch of the road, the weather is good, making the experience pleasant. At some other time, the road will be good, wide and smooth, but the weather is bad. The dark clouds may reduce the visibility. There's drizzle, there's rain, there's heavy rain to storm. we have to range, these situations, and we have to experience these situations in a very positive manner to have a great journey. That is how you have to be receptive. Sometimes the weather is good, but the dasha, that is the road, that is the dasha or the bhukti, that is not favorable. So you have to actually first see what kind of promise do you have in the chart. I will be sharing the screen and I'll be showing what exactly I have learned one by one, step by step. First, I will tell you how to check this transit. And New Year definitely is, the Hindu Vedic calendar wise, you must have heard several times, it's Chaitra Shukla Paksha Pratipada. That is the first day when we have the new Samvat, the Naya Samvat, as we say. So that is when is the new year of the Vedic calendar. This is the Gregorian one, so we celebrate it all across the globe. So that is why, this is also, a very important day. I take numerologically, I take every day as a different day. So 1/1/2022 is today's date when I'm making this video. So it is going to be the total being 8. Okay. So if you go ahead to 1/2022, so add it all up. So that will be the day. Okay. How is your condition of that particular planet in the chart? Also, I want to add one more thing. We know that Venus is retrograde. You have everything, you are enjoying everything, but suddenly you feel there is something amiss. What is that something which is amiss? That is what is Venus retrograde. You have best of everything, still you are having that vacuum, is Venus retrograde. If you're feeling so, don't worry, Venus will get direct soon. So things will get better. Okay. So if you're feeling those energies, those vibes, which are giving you some uneasiness, so just wait for some time. This shall also pass. Okay. So let me start sharing what I have learned. Okay. I hope you can see the screen. So this is going to be a very long video. I will try to impart my knowledge first. And then we will move on to the predictive, ascendant, or the moon sign wise. Okay. I hope you can see the screen. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Okay. And do subscribe my channel, do hit the like and the share button as well. Thank you so much for being here to the ones who are watching me right now. So what are the prime factors to read the transits? I have just made a presentation for you all to not to complicate it. So you can just take a screenshot of this and you can keep it with you permanently. I have no copyrights. It's perfectly fine. You can share with a number of people. I have no problem because this is free-flowing knowledge and it should reach many. Whosoever is a Vedic astrology enthusiast, especially, must follow these principles before moving further on. So we have to see which planet we are studying in transit. See that planet. The planet which is transiting in the sky, which is happening. Suppose Saturn is transiting Capricorn right now. So see where is your natal Saturn. So the planet in the birth chart you have to see. How far is the planet of the birth chart from the planet in transit? Check this third parameter. Then see the degrees of all the planets. Are they anywhere closer to the planet or planets in transit? They have the maximum impact. Suppose Saturn is at 17 degrees and you have any of the planet at 17 degrees, irrespective of the house. So that will be impacted the most. Which signs are being influenced in transit and in natal? You have to see which sign Capricorn, suppose Saturn is transiting. So you have to see how and where your Saturn is, what planet is there in Capricorn, what planet is aspecting Capricorn, all that you have to check. Which influence means conjunction, aspect, placement. You have to see all the planets in that particular sign. A combust planet will not give similar results in each sign. It gets combust in. For example, Mercury in Virgo, if gets combust, will be much different to the Mercury combust in Pisces, because Mercury exalts in Virgo and debilitates in Pisces. So there's a lot of difference. Retrograde planets will give results differently. If you have the same planet retrograde in your birth chart also, the results will be pronounced even more. So if it is giving you bad results, it will give you more worse results in the transit also. If it is giving you good results, it will definitely give better results. And in fact, very good results, or it will give the adverse results in case they are retrograde in your natal chart. Conjunctions of the planet in transit and forming connectivity with the dasha lord. Suppose you are having a Saturn dasha, and Saturn is also forming a connectivity with the planets in your natal chart. So you are having Saturn transit over Capricorn, you're having the dasha of Saturn, and it is conjunct the other planets. So definitely it is going to give you more pronounced results. Planets transiting over natal planets. You have to check the planet which is transiting. You're studying any planet. Suppose you're studying Venus's transit right now. Venus is retrograde. So Venus will be giving you more results if you will check it is transiting over any of your natal planets. Suppose it's transiting over Jupiter. It will give more results related to Jupiter or related to Venus. Or if it's having any planet connection with the transiting planet. So you have to check all that. Moon and Sun will form connection with all the planets in the natal and transit. Moon once every month and Sun once every year. So exception being Mercury and Venus in transit. See, Mercury and Venus are always conjunct Sun, okay? Or maybe they are 1 or 2 houses plus minus the Sun. Now, Moon will definitely be touching all the planets which are in your natal or in the transit also. It will definitely touch all the, because Moon is the swiftest. 2 quarter days, Moon stays in one sign. So definitely it will in 27 days cover all the whole zodiac. And Sun will cover 30 days will cover one zodiac. So like that, it will cover the whole zodiac in 12 months. So if definitely all the planets will be getting interaction with this Moon and Sun. That is why the luminaries are so important. If you have no idea about it, you must check the natal planets, and when Sun and Moon are connecting with those planets, what happens? Suppose Sun is connecting with Jupiter, you will actually feel that there is some combustion like you're feeling because Jupiter and Sun combination is like it actually combusts Jupiter. So you will feel that there is lack of knowledge, or maybe there is problems with the authorities. I've seen that happening, but it can give you name and fame, elevation also at the same time. You can check yourself if you are born in an eclipse or not. How? If you see Sun and Moon will be in 12 degrees orb along with either Rahu or Ketu opposite each other. So check if you are a new moon or a full moon born. Okay, so, and that too with Rahu or Ketu, definitely eclipse born. So if you have, suppose right now in Scorpio and Taurus axis, so when Sun is conjunct Rahu or in conjunct Ketu, and Moon is also conjunct Rahu or Ketu at the same time, that is how this eclipses happen. Like next year, the eclipse will happen, but it will be in that orb. Rahu Ketu will be in Aries Libra, but Sun and Moon will be in Taurus and Scorpio axis. So don't confuse. It has to be in 12 degrees orb. Then the eclipse happens. So eclipses happen 4 to 6 months in a year. And this year it is going to be for 4 times in 2022. Basic commitment of the planet to give the event in life synchronized with the dasha, that is the timelines. If you don't have a commitment, if you don't have a promise of a planet, Venus, suppose, is well placed, it has to give you marriage. Marriage will happen. Nobody can defy that. Okay. So the dasha cycles will be very important. Only then the event will happen. The event has to happen in this order: commitment of the planet, where the planet is placed, what is the karaka, the significator, then comes the dasha, lastly the transit. So if these get together, the event will happen. So that is why you're not getting married every day. You're not getting, going to travel every day, like travel as in long journeys every day. So all these things, you're not taking loan every day. You're not getting into litigation every day. So all these, if are promised, so will happen. Okay. So this is what is the position like. Now coming to the transits of this year, because you people must be waiting. So these parameters you must keep in mind so that you know what exactly, this is how you have to, this is the order of checking the transit. Okay. Mercury will be entering Capricorn on December 29, 2021 till March 6th. Mercury is going to be in Capricorn. Mercury enters Aquarius on March 6th, Pisces 24th March, Aries April 8th, Taurus April 25th, Gemini July 2nd, Cancer July 17th, Leo August 1st, Virgo 21st August, Libra October 26th. These are the entering dates. Scorpio November 13th, Sagittarius December 3rd, Capricorn December 28th, Sagittarius 31st December 2022 till February 7th, 2023. So these are the Mercury's transit positions. So when you're checking your Mercury transit, you must see where the Mercury in natal chart is. Everybody will get impacted. It's not that only Gemini people or Virgo people will get impacted. You all have a Gemini and a Virgo sign. You all have a Mercury in your natal. Check the condition. How far is this Mercury and how will it impact you? It will impact your business. It will impact your communication. It will impact your education. So Mercury is a very important planet to be checked when you are talking about any kind of travels, any kind of purchasing of software, of a laptop, or any information. Basically, we have to check the condition of Mercury. Mercury will be going retrograde, of course, thrice. So Mercury retrogrades in Capricorn on January 14th this year. So it's close, and then gets direct on the 4th of Feb and turns retrograde in Taurus on May 10th, gets direct on June 3rd. There's one more retrograde I think I've missed. I'll mention it later. Venus will be, in Sagittarius till the February 27th, because it's just retrograded, entered again Sagittarius sign, Capricorn on 27th February till March 31st. Aquarius March 31st it enters, Pisces April 27th, Aries 23rd May, Taurus June 18th, Gemini July 13th, Cancer August 7th, Leo August 31st, Virgo September 24th, Libra October 18th, Scorpio November 11th, Sagittarius December 5th, and Capricorn December 29th. Aquarius it enters on January 2023. Okay. So Sun, of course, we know every month will be changing signs. So we'll be entering Capricorn on January 14th. It's in Sagittarius still. So that is why it is called the karmas. You can't perform any religious activities. Aquarius entering on the 13th of Feb, and Pisces March 15th, Aries April 14th, Taurus May 15th, Gemini June 15th, Cancer 16th July, Leo August 17th, Virgo September 17th, Libra October 17th, Scorpio November 16th, Sagittarius December 16th, Capricorn January 14, 2023. So that is the cycle it covers, and that is why it touches all the planets. And the dates are very important, because when you are studying your own chart, you should know where the planets are. Mars will be entering till 16th of January, is going to be in Sagittarius. So that's a little precarious time. So you must take care because, it is in Scorpio sign with Ketu, in Rahu Ketu axis. So you have to be careful till then, because it's like quite a volatile kind of an energy. Mars enters Capricorn on Feb 26, Aquarius April 7th, Pisces 17th May, Aries 27th June, Taurus August 10, Gemini October 16, Taurus November 13, Gemini March 13. Then Saturn enters Aquarius on April 29, 2022, Capricorn again in July 12th, because it's going to go retrograde. I'll share the retrograde dates also. And finally, on 17th of January, 2023 in Aquarius, 2.5 years. Jupiter entered in Aquarius or sign on November 20th. We all know that. I've made the video. Please go back and watch that video as well. And enters Pisces on the April 13th and enters Aries on April 22, 2023. Rahu enters Aries March 17th. This is true Rahu, I must tell you. Now, there's a story behind this also, because, you know, it is the true movement. So it will be getting direct also for a couple of days every month. So that is why it is very erratic. So when we taking true Rahu, it is very essential to check the position of Rahu when it is going direct for a couple of days. And that's the time, you know, you will feel the events happening globally, the major ones, when the Rahu Ketu become direct. So that's a very important point to be noted. And Rahu enters Pisces on November 30th, 2023. So from March 17th till November 30th, it's going to be in Aries sign, and opposite to it is Ketu. Okay. Jupiter enters Shatavirsha Nakshatra on 2nd January. That is going to be tomorrow when I'm making this video, and enters Purva Bhadra on 2nd March. I've made a video on Shatavirsha Nakshatra transit of Jupiter. Please go back and watch that as well. Enters Pisces on 13th April, Uttar Bhadra on 28th April, Revati on 24th February 2023, and it is going to be moving retrograde in Pisces on 29th July 2022 till the 24th of November. Jupiter is going to be in Pisces only. It's not coming back to the previous sign. So Saturn enters the Dhanishta Nakshatra on the 17th of February and enters Aquarius on 29th April and starts moving. It's still in Shravana, remember. Starts moving in retrograde in Aquarius on 5th of June and enters Capricorn on 12th of July. Starts moving forward in Capricorn on the 23rd of October and is going to be entering Aquarius finally on the 17th of January, enters Shatavisha Nakshatra on 14th of March 2023. Saturn, now coming to the Tara Asta. Saturn is going to be, Tara Asta means combustion. It's like a Stangata, can't be visible. So Saturn is going to be for 34 days going to get combust. So that is from January 24th till February 27th. So this is a very important transit. Why? Because this is a very important event. Why? Because Saturn is the karma karak and it represents the masses. So the authorities will be actually, you know, getting too much heavy on these masses. So when Saturn is combust, so Sun combusts all the planets, we know that. So when Saturn is Asta, is combust, so that means the qualities of Saturn, whatever effort you're putting will not be recognized by the authorities, or maybe the authorities will supersede. So be careful about these energies. Mercury gets often, why? Because it's very close to Sun. So that gets combust on the first one is on January 18th till Jan 30th. So for 12 days. Then next would be on March 14th. This is very important again, because when Mercury is combust, your communication gets hit, it suffers. So maybe, you know, the qualities of Mercury get suffered. So that is how, you know, it impacts the market trends also. It's very important to check the Mercury combustion also. So make a note of these dates. Mercury is going to be again getting combust on March 14th till the April 12th for 30 days, and again gets combust from May 13th till June 9th for 27 days. Venus gets Asta soon. That is going to happen very soon. That is Venus and Sun are going to be very close to each other. So relationship issues can come up. Be careful. There can be some troubles that you can have in your purchasing of vehicle, planning a marriage, or planning some travels, buying some luxurious items. So all that you have to be very careful about. Relationship especially suffers, I've seen, with Venus getting combust. So, and there can be some problems in agility also in relationship and sexual desires. So from January 6th to January 11th for 5 days, it's going to get Asta. And then from October 2nd to November 20th for 50 days, it's going to get Asta. So that's the time we should not get married. We should not plan anything. So that is why I've given you these dates, so that you plan from well in advance, that do not at any cost get married during this time when Venus and Jupiter especially are Asta, are combust or Astangata, not visible, we can say. Okay, so these are very crucial phases when you have to plan anything important related to relationship, marriage, performing any kind of rituals, you should avoid. especially. For 50 days, it's going to get Asta. Then Jupiter from 23rd of February, it's ahead of us, and till March 27th, for 32 days, Jupiter is Asta. So this is also the time when you have to be careful about your education, knowledge, journeys, performing any rituals, religious activities, housewarming, shifting, construction, laying foundation, all these marriage, all these ceremonies are to be avoided. There are 2 solar eclipses happening this year. One will be seen in India. So April 30th, 2022 is Saturday. This is a solar eclipse which will not be visible in India, but the eclipse can be seen in the northern and southern America, the Pacific and the southern parts of Atlantic Ocean. Therefore, these places will be affected by this eclipse. The partial solar eclipse will begin around 12:15 India time and will end at 4:07 a.m. The eclipse will last for 4 hours. So when the eclipse is lasting for 4 hours, that means it is going to impact us for the next 4 years whenever there is an eclipse. So in what sense? In that particular zone where this eclipse is happening. Not that all the parts, all the areas of life will get impacted. Okay. October 25th is the second one, which is the Tuesday. So this solar eclipse will be on the next day of Deepavali in India. So which will be visible, of course, in India. Therefore, it will be having a religious significance also, as we say that we are not supposed to perform any activities, religious ceremonies, puja, and all that. Though it will not impact because it's the Deepavali Puja, because it's the next day and it is visible though. So this will be starting from 2:28 p.m. India time and ending at 6:32 p.m. So this will last for 4 hours again. So there are 2 lunar eclipses happening. One will be seen in India, and May 16th is the first one. That is why May 16th, April 30th, and then May 16th is the next one, right? It's in the 15 days gap. So this will be the total lunar eclipse, and it will start in the morning and end in the morning itself. So it will be seen in India. The moon will start at around 7:57 a.m. and end at 11:25 a.m. So this is 3.5 hours long. So 3.5 hours means 3.5 months it will impact. And it will be visible in Western Europe, Eastern and Central regions of Africa, in South America, Antarctica, and the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean. November 8th, after the October 25th one, there is another one, that's a lunar eclipse on November 8th. On this day, lunar eclipse on Kartik Purnima festival, of course, which is visible in India. So therefore, it will also be having religious significance. And this eclipse will begin in India during the day and will end shortly after the moon rises. Therefore, Deepadan and other pujas will not be hampered at night. The total lunar eclipse will begin at 2:38 p.m. till 6:19. So what is when there is a lunar eclipse, there is opposition of the planets and of sun and moon. So this is why the new moon is when there is a solar eclipse, when they are together, because sun gets eclipsed there. So it will be visible in these places. So this is what is the relevance of the transit, and I wanted to share with you all these dates so that you can make a note, even if it is a boring concept, you found it boring, but this is very essential to know. Okay. And once you are aware of the dates, you can yourself make a note when the planets are transiting here. They are going to give good results and they are not going to give good results. I'll be sharing with you the good dates also during my predictions. Okay, so let me start with the predictive. Let me see if you can see for Aries natives. Let me start. I think it's not visible. Let me start sharing okay. So for Aries natives, you have to check the transit of Mars. I've given you the dates, though I will be sharing with you what exactly are the times that you have to take care. This is a beautiful year for you. Why? Because Mars is going to be exalted also for a long, long time. So that's the time when you will be feeling the results even more. You have to check for education if you want to, then see when Mercury is transiting through the good places. So the good times would be, I will be sharing in this video only the good and the good dates. Okay, so don't go in for the bad dates that you can handle. So this is the time when you will be feeling the energies to start with. Mars will be in Sagittarius on January 16th. So you have to take care of your health from till the January 16th. Then Mars will be here, and this will be from the January 16th till Feb 26th. So this is a good time for you to travel, to initiate any kind of romance, education. If you want to start anything new, business prospects, very good time. From 26th of February, it will be entering this zone when it will be conjunct Saturn. Mars and Saturn combination conjunction will be there. So this is the time when you will be feeling a lot of energy at your workplace. You will have a lot of recognition. This is the time you should avail to the maximum, because you will get all sorts of support from people. In relationship also, you will feel that there is a good chemistry and bonding that you're having. From April 7th, you will have a lot of friends who will be supportive of you, because Mars will be transiting this zone. And this is going to be helping you understand people even more. Do not pick up any kind of heated arguments during this time of the year. Rest of the transit positions, like from May 17th to June 27th, will be little expenditure kind of a time. You can have some accident, you can have some meet with some complications in your communication with people. You can have some, you have to be really careful about your mental setup also. You can, it's a good time to maybe shift out from the place you're born in. You can have complications with your siblings, or the siblings are going to be traveling out of the country. So that's something that you have to be making sure that you take good kind of decisions during this time. Be more calm and be more receptive to people also. From June 27th till August 10th, this is the time to understand people well. Form a connectivity with people rather than losing your cool. This is the time when you will have an opportunity to understand your own self. This is the time you can be very confused also, because Rahu energy is also going to be there. So this is little precarious, because it can lead to some breakup in your relationship also. In case you're going in for some litigation, this is not going to be a good time. Health issues can come up, headaches can increase, migraine if you have, giddiness if you are having, all that can increase during this time. This can also lead to a place change also. Maybe you're going to be having, because this is forming a Ruchaka yoga, because Mercury, where Mars is going to be in its own zone in the Kendra. So this is going to be bringing about the Ruchaka yoga. In Capricorn also, it is going to be giving that yoga. So this is the time when you have to make right kind of choices, because this is going to lead you to a path of, confusion. So be careful about that. And from August 10th to October 16th, when it's in Taurus, Rahu will not be there at that time. So you will be making some decisions regarding your financials. You will have maybe depletion of financials, or you'll be making a lot of expenditures. So you have to tame those energies. You can easily tame those energies. Maybe children are going to be moving away from you. They're going to be traveling. There can be something that you have to plan your financials during this time. This is a very positive time. In Gemini, from October 16, that is your third house, from October 16 to November 13, that's going to be there. So this is the time when you will be having some connectivity with your siblings, neighbors, friends, and this will bring about some changes, major changes in your life. You will be making some major decisions. You will be very courageous to make decisions. In fact, this is going to be definitely bringing about some positive energy as well. And in case you are thinking of any kind of journeys, you should be taking up during this time. And also this is going to be again, Mars is going to go retrograde also. I think I didn't cover that. 1 second, let me see. Mars is, why is it? Mars is turning retrograde on the 30th of October, and it goes direct on the 13th of January. Okay, so 13th of January 2023. So this is the time, because it is going to be in Taurus sign from August 10th to October 16th, and then will be entering Gemini from October 16th to 13th November, and will be retrograding and will be going backwards to the sign of Taurus, and finally will be entering Gemini next year, that is 2023 13th March. So it's like back and forth, so demotion. So you have to make right kind of decisions regarding your financials during this time. Though I will be making separate videos, the monthlies, the weeklies, I will be getting in touch with you all again, and I'll be sharing whatever I've learned. So I will be definitely imparting that knowledge as well. So Saturn's transit also is very important, because Saturn will be transiting into your second house, or in your 11th house. So it is forming a connectivity and is going to give you elevation in financial growth also. So this is going to be a very positive year for you. So just be watchful when it is going back and forth in retrogradation from Gemini to Taurus, and also when it is in Pisces sign from May 17th to June 27th. Otherwise, it's a very positive one. Jupiter will also be transiting your 12th house, and it is going to be looking at your 6th house. So any kind of litigation, any kind of complications you're having in relationship, that will also be resolved, and it will take care of your 8th house. So your health is going to be very good as well. You have to purchase property, so you can do that as well when Jupiter transits through your 12th house. So here it is looking at your 5th. Jupiter is still April, it's going to be here. So it is definitely going to give you childbirth as well if you're looking at. So the best is do Hanuman Chalisa chant every day. That is going to really help you and enhance your power and your growth. Okay. Coming to the next sign for the annual predictions for Taurus natives. So for Taurus natives, this year is going to be really positive for you for 2-3 reasons. See, you have to check the Venus's transit first of all, and Rahu Ketu are leaving your 1-7 axis and will be transiting out of the zone and will be transiting to your 6-12 axis. And Jupiter will be also transiting through the positive houses this year. So for you people, Saturn is also leaving its 9th house and entering the 10th house, which is your Yoga Karak Graha. So definitely very, very positive. And it's going to be giving you some major elevation at the place where you're working, where the place where you are living, maybe some change in your relationship, chemistry, bonding is also going to get better. Venus enters, Venus will be entering Sagittarius and will be there. Obviously, it's there when I'm making this video. So it is going to be in retrogradation in 1 second. This is February. 1 second. Okay, so Venus is in retrogradation and is going to be in retrogradation till the next month. So it is going to get direct and is going to give good results to you when it enters Capricorn sign, because it's in the 8th house. So from the 27th of February till March 31st is a very good time to make major decisions regarding your love life, relationship, travels, buying or purchasing of property, land. This is definitely going to give you all that. Acquiring knowledge also is quite likely. So make a note of the dates. And then Venus will be transiting good houses again. It will be exalted also. So when Venus enters the Aquarius sign on March 31st, till April 27th. So this is the time when you will feel quite a lot of changes coming in at the place of work. Some relationship initiation or proposing somebody is also quite likely at the place of work. So being the Lagnesh in the 10th house, it is definitely very positive for your personal growth also. Some elevation, maybe some recognition, chemistry, bonding with people will enhance. Venus will get exalted in the Pisces sign from April 27th to May 23rd. And this is the time when you will be having a lot of future prospects related to your financials, growth, travels. In case you're planning any journeys, you will be doing that and you will be successful in all the endeavors. Though it is the, it rules the eighth house from here, but it is definitely going to be giving you some transformational energy for that reason. So make a note of this when Venus is in Pisces sign. When Venus joins Rahu on the, May 23rd till June 18th, this is the time when you have to be careful about people who can backstab you. There can be some relationship issues you can go through. Do not initiate any kind of business during this time or relationship. You will meet somebody from the past, some ex, and that will actually spoil the current situation. So you have to be very picky, very choosy. You have to be very careful, be on alert when Venus is transiting Aries sign. That is going to happen from May 23rd till June 18th when Rahu and Venus will be conjunct together. It will be giving you a lot of expenditures on female counterparts, some travels, long distance journeys. Maybe you leave the country and are posted somewhere else. All that can happen during this time. Expenditures you have to really cut down. Maybe there are very unfrivolous kind of things you're going to buy, so be careful. Venus will be in Taurus from June 18th till July 13th. So this is the time when you will be having a lot of changes in your own self. You will feel that you want to change your appearance, you want to work on yourself, you want to look good, you want to try out a new look. Maybe you're going to be going in for some self-grooming. All that is quite likely when Venus will be transiting through your first house in Taurus, and then Venus will be in your second house, Gemini, from July 13th to August 7th. And that's the time when you will be working through your financials well. You'll be having a cordial relation with your family members, some litigation, maybe you're going to get resolved. People are going to be understanding you. Relationship-wise, it's a very good transit. And financial growth is definitely on cards when it's in Gemini and Pisces sign. So make the best use of it. In Cancer sign, that is the third house, Venus will be transiting from August 7th till August 31st. So this is the time when you will be having a lot of emotions, flux of energy, towards making friends, towards making good decisions related to your financials, travels. Maybe you will be very emotionally attached and you will have a good bonding with your partner. And this is the time you should actually get into any relationship also, physical relationship also, quite likely. Venus will be transiting your fourth house from August 31st to September 24th, that is Leo. And this will be the time you will be buying a property. If you're not, you should plan it that way. That is why these videos I'm sharing with you, so that you can plan accordingly. Purchasing a vehicle, you should be doing during this time. Venus in Leo is sort of a combustion, astangata. It just loses its power. So here Venus is Digbali, yet it is losing its power to make decisions regarding your relationship. You get overwhelmed, you get overly attached to people, or maybe there is a lot of authority in your speech, or you want to convey your things, or you want to dictate terms to your own family members. So all that you have to, and you lose your agility. You're very emotional and you're not able to perform in your sex and relationship. So that is something which is Astangata. Venus getting Astangata means that. And then Venus will be debilitated in Virgo sign. So this is the time you have to be very careful about your relationship, because Venus in Virgo from September 24th to October 18th is the time you have to be careful about your relationship. Getting into a new relationship will be short-lived. So we have to see the condition of your natal Venus also. If at all it's strong, then this transit won't impact you the way it should be. And there is a problem that you can have with your your own children. Maybe your children are moving away from you, or it's a time that you are planning for a childbirth. Also, Venus is going to be in its own zone in Libra sign from October 18th to November 11th. It is the 6th house zone, but it is definitely going to be very helpful for maintaining cordiality with in your relationship. Litigation will get resolved. Buying and purchasing or selling of property is quite likely, or vehicles, you can do that. Any kind of redoing your place, you can do that as well, your workplace or be it your residence. But it is going to be in Rahu Ketu axis, so it can give some problems, some cheating that you can undergo by your own relatives. Be careful about those energies. With your co-workers, you can have some cordiality issues, so take care of that as well. Venus is going to be in your Scorpio sign from November 11th to December 5. So this is the time when you will have some bonding with your partner. You will, or your partner is undergoing a change, makeover in the looks, or maybe there is something major which is coming your way during this time as far as your relationship is concerned. So make positive changes in you and just enhance the compatibility quotient. You do not lose control on your own self, even if the partner is not giving you that kind of support. So just be more supportive and be understanding, more understanding during this time. Now we are coming back to that cycle where we started, that is Venus in Sagittarius. Venus will be in Sagittarius from December 5th. So that is the time when you will be, coming back to from where we are today. So it enters Capricorn on the 29th of December. So from December 5th to 29 December is going to be in your 8th house. So this is the time when you will have a lot of complications or secret affairs or complications, or maybe with in your relationship, or maybe you will understand the partner even more deeply, not a superficial one. It is not about partnership or relationship with just the spouse. It is the relationship, the overall relationship with everybody. This is the time you should not purchase property. You should not purchase vehicle. Travels should be avoided. And Venus will be entering Capricorn on 29th. That is your 9th house till the January 22nd. Next year. So this is the time when you will be having a lot of travels. You should plan during this time. So these are the readings about your annual horoscope of your Lord of Taurus, that is Venus. That is the main one. And then, of course, the major transit positions which are changing will bring about some changes in your relationship. It will bring about some elevation in your financials. When Jupiter transits your 11th house, which is your Pisces sign, you will get very emotionally attached to people, to your children. Good time to do things which are going to bring about that relationship quotient very strong. It makes your relationship deep and strong. And of course, some investments you're going to be making and making good profits as well. The best time to initiate any kind of new business, romance, or partnership would be when Jupiter is in your Pisces sign. And that is the time in April. That is the time when you will be having Jupiter aspecting your 3rd house, your 5th house, and your 7th house. So these are the places when will get activated in a positive manner. Saturn will be transiting your 10th house. It will give you elevation at the place of work and a lot of hard work you have to put. So be prepared for it. And the best would be that you do Durga chants, you do Saraswati chants. Excuse me, they will be helpful. Okay. Coming to the next sign, that is Gemini, the annual readings for Gemini. Gemini people, firstly, you have to check the outer planets. The outer planets means the bigger planets who are changing signs. There are 4 planets who are changing signs this year. That is Rahu, Ketu, Saturn, Jupiter. They're going to be changing signs. And definitely, it is going to be a very good year for you as compared to the 2 years that you have actually passed because of Saturn in the 8th house. But that's a temporary phase because Saturn will be transiting out of your 8th house and then will be coming back to your 8th house. So it is going to be finally entering your 9th house next year, January 17th onwards. And till then, you have to be a little careful about your health. When Saturn goes retrograde, gets demoted again. So that is the time you have to be more cautious about your health. That is after June. So now here, when Rahu Ketu are changing signs, so this is a better transit for you for growth prospects. Rahu entering your 11th house will bring about your financial growth. Some new major prospects, that you have been looking for, major projects you were looking at, you will get them culminated. So Rahu energy will give you elevation in your financials. Ketu energy in your 5th house will give you some problems with your children or progeny issues. So be careful after the March month when I'm talking about true notes. So you have to be careful about your March, from March 17th onwards, when Ketu enters your 5th house. So you have to be careful about your relationship, romance, love. All that can bring about some issues. It can lead to some complications. Jupiter will be entering your 9th house from the April 13th onwards, your 10th house. So till that time, your luck is by your side, and then you have to put a lot of effort at the place of work, and people will start recognizing you. You will become more religiously inclined to completing your tasks. You will be more perfecting your tasks during that time. You will be getting a lot of financial growth also, foreign clientele. You will be forming good connectivity with your seniors. There can be a change of place also. So April onwards, there is some travels, some journeys on cards as well. You will have to check the Mercury's condition, Mercury's transit also. Mercury will be entering Aquarius from March 6th. Mercury is going to be in Capricorn sign and will be entering in the 8th house. So we'll be entering your Aquarius sign from March 6th. So being in the 8th house will bring about delays and frustrations because it's conjunct Saturn. So you are picking up some work and it's not getting completed, or you're taking too long to complete a particular task. That is when your Lagnesh goes to the 8th house. It gets quite frustrating. So that energy you have to work through during this time, but it will definitely be fine. Don't worry. This is just a passing phase. Okay. And right now, it is going to be giving you some issues regarding your education, acquiring knowledge, some problems with the gurus. All that is happening at the current situation when I see Venus is also retrograde. So these conditions will get slowly and gradually better, because Saturn is also going to be coming out from the 8th house and will be entering your 9th. So Mercury entering Aquarius sign will be good for you. Then Mercury will be entering Pisces, your 10th house, from March 24th till April 8th. And that's the time. All the dates I've given in the beginning also, you can go back and see, and I will be pinning it down as well. So when Mercury enters Pisces sign till April 8th, it's going to be there. That's the time when you should be actually communicating your mind. You should be sharing all your thoughts, the creative ideas with your colleagues, with your partners, with your business alliances, or maybe somebody from the overseas, the connectivity that you are looking forward to, selling or purchasing of property, land, signing any documents. Do it during this time, because Mercury is in the Kendra, though it is debilitated, but it is well positioned in the Kendra, and it is looking at your 4th house as well. Mercury will be transiting your Taurus, Aries sign, that is your 11th house, from April 8th to April 25th. Short transit though, but it is going to be giving you some kind of elevation, investments, making financials, financial growth, thinking of financials. Your mindset is such, but you will have Rahu conjunct this Mercury. Mercury is like, a volcanic eruption. It will give you a lot of inclination towards good financial growth. You want to make a lot of money. Suddenly you will become very greedy. Maybe, you will become a lot of, there will be a lot of aspirations, and you will maybe invest somewhere where the money can go down the drain. So be careful, especially when Mercury is in Aries from April 8th to April 25th. Plan your year well. Mercury will be transiting Taurus sign from April 25th to July 2. So this is a long transit, and it is going to be giving you a lot of avenues from the overseas. Enjoy this transit. Why? Because you will be forming a connectivity. You will be communicating in a way where you get your heart out to yourself. You understand yourself. You're introspecting also during this time. What do you want to communicate? Maybe you will be writing a book, publishing a book during this time, and it is going to be giving you financial growth also. Some assistance from the people around you you will get, or overseas connectivities, spending more time overseas, travels planned during this time. It's a very positive one from April 25th to July 2, depending on your dasha and your particular Mercury also in the chart. If it is forming a 6-8 relationship, suppose it is in your Mercury is in Libra, it is forming a 6-8 relationship, it can have some problems related to your health also. Skin disease, skin rashes can erupt. Also, Mercury will be in Gemini sign from July 2 to July 17th, a short transit though, but it is positive for you for communicating with people, understanding people, documentation, education, planning your travels, journeys, all that will happen during this time. From July 17th to August 1, it is going to be in your second house. So this is the phase when you will be actually forming, making decisions emotionally. You can go wrong in your financial decision making. So be careful about that. But surely you will be forming a good connectivity with your people, communicating your mind. People will understand you. Some kind of travels can also happen because it's a movable sign, and Mercury, as it is a traveler. Moon is also a traveler. So double the impact. It can lead to some double businesses also. You can initiate any kind of business, love, relationship, romance also. Mercury will be in your third house from August 1st to 21st of August. So this is the time when you will be having a lot of inclination towards travels, short journeys, communication. You will be having a lot of inclination towards acquiring knowledge. You will be maybe, writing a book, planning your trips well, forming a connectivity with your siblings, your neighbors. You are going to be having a lot of communication right now during this time. So make a note of this. This is the time when you want to connect with people, higher authorities, and get some sanctions done. PR, visa, all that will happen. When Mercury is exalted, that is from August 21st to October 26th, long transit again. So this is the time when you will be having a lot of energy towards education, starting anything new, financial decisions you will be making, some stocks, changes in your financial growth, elevation, renovation of your place. Rahu is as it is in your 11th house. So all that will happen when Mercury is transiting your 4th house zone. Mercury will be transiting your 5th house zone, and that's the time when you will be having a lot of connectivity with your partner. That is from October 26th to November 13th. So that's the time you should make decisions regarding your education, sending your children abroad, overseas for education, having some kind of, if you're planning any progeny, you should do that during this time. Any kind of decisions related to your financials you should be making. There can be a break in your relationship also because Ketu is there. Don't forget, Ketu in Libra sign will give lot of problems in relationship this year. So you all have to be very centered. You have to be focused, because it will lead to a lot of complications and confusion. It will give you a lot of suspicion. You will not like the partner. Suddenly you will feel detached from the partner. So when Ketu is there, you will not be in a relationship, or you will break the relationship, or you want to part ways with the relationship, or you might get cold in relationship also with Ketu energy. Ketu cuts. Ketu is the one who detaches you from the world. So that is the reason wherever Ketu is transiting, you must see that how it is forming a connectivity with your natal Ketu. Mercury will be transiting your 6th house, that is Scorpio, from November 13th till the December 3rd. So this is the time when you will have a lot of inclination towards making money, through your relatives, or maybe your relatives will be coming your way to help you. So all that you have to see. Maybe, you know, there is a planet transiting simultaneously. Obviously, there will be planets transiting through the inner planets, you know, together also. So I will be making separate videos. The yearlies, do watch that, and the monthlies, the weeklies. So do keep watching all these videos to be up to date. Then Mercury will be transiting through your 7th house from December 3rd to December 28th. 7th house, whenever Mercury transits, it gives a lot of communication with your partner, with the people around you. New business starts whenever Mercury is in the 7th house. 7th house is business also, trade, commerce. It is the opposite house of you. So you will be having a lot of connection with people. You will be conveying your mind. You will be doing things which are favorable for you. And within partnership businesses, it will definitely enhance your growth. Definitely very positive. Mercury will be transiting your 8th house from December 28th and will be there till the next year. Let me see. Mercury will be in Capricorn from December 28th and will be there till the 31st December, and then will be transiting back to Sagittarius, as this has happened today, to when Venus was doing that way. So it is going to go retrograde and come back to Sagittarius, and will be getting into Capricorn sign from February 7th onwards. So that is the time when it is going back and forth in your 7th and 8th houses. So that's the time you have to be really careful about your decisions regarding your financials. Don't go overboard in your investments. Do not sign documents without reading them. There can be some problems which can come up. Maybe you have to apply for a visa or something. Avoid this time, you know, from December 31st to February 7th. And also from December 28th to February 7th. You have to be really careful about this. Otherwise, you know, it can lead to some complications because it's going to go retrograde and demoted also. And Jupiter is going to be well positioned. Rahu Ketu's changing signs will give you some relief in your health also. So this definitely is going to cut off the loans that you have taken when Rahu Ketu are leaving the zone. So enemies that hidden enemies or competition that you were going through, all that is going to be cut down. The best remedy I can give you is chant Om Ganganapataye Namo Namaha Om every day. If you can't do it every day, at least on Wednesdays, you should do this chant. It is 408 times. It will really be helpful. Okay. So let's see. I will do the live question answers also very soon, don't worry. Okay, now coming to the next sign, that is Cancer. So for Cancer natives, you must watch my weeklies because it is based on Moon's transit. So we must check the Moon's transit for Cancer natives, but overall picture I'll be sharing with you. Rahu Ketu are changing signs and will be entering your 410 axis. Saturn will be entering your 8th house and will be coming back to this 7th house. And Jupiter will be transiting out of your 8th house and will be transiting your 9th house this year, which is the most important transit, like 4 major planets changing signs. So this is the year of a lot of changes, a lot of energy is involved, which is shifting. So when you have to check the transit positions of the major planets, you should see how they're forming a connectivity with your natal planets. Also, to understand these planets, you must also see the dasha pattern. You're having a dasha, suppose, of Saturn. So the Saturn transit is the most powerful one. If you're having a Sarasati, so that is also going to be very impactful. And if you're having your Saturn return, it is going to be very impactful. If Saturn is looking at your natal planet, it's going to be very impactful. So is Rahu, so is Ketu, and so is Jupiter's energy. And for you, I have given you all the dates in the beginning. Please go back and hear the dates. For you people, you must make major decisions before Saturn changes signs. Any kind of relationship issues, if you have been going through, you should resolve them now, because Saturn transiting the 8th house is the Ashtama Shani, is the moon sign or the ascendant, whichever resonates more with you. But when we see the Sarasati or Saturn's transit, we should check the moon's condition. And from, if moon, it is the 8th house, if your moon is in Cancer. So this is the Ashtama Shani. Ashtama Shani is actually going to be, giving results 2.5 months, especially. The 2.5 months, which 2.5 months in 2.5 years is very difficult to be precise about. But those 2.5 months are going to be very difficult when they are forming that kind of degrees connection with moon, with your natal moon, with your natal Saturn. So that is how you have to check. But yes, when Saturn is transiting your 8th house, you have to be careful about your health. You have to avoid making decisions related to your financials, relationships. It is also going to be giving you some upheavals in your financial growth and work, because it's going to displace you. As it is, Rahu is also there in your 10th house. There will be some confusion at the place of work, but there will be some elevation as well involved, because Rahu gives elevation. Rahu is a very materialistic planet. Materialistic inclinations increase. Promotion on card, or maybe on cards, or maybe, you change of place, because whenever Rahu Ketu inverse return, Rahu Ketu return happens, or Rahu Ketu transit the Kendras, that's the time when you shift out from the place where you are. Maybe you're thinking already of changing the job, you're thinking of changing the work profile, or you're changing the department where you're working. All that can happen. Change of trouble to mother happens when Ketu is in the 4th house. So take care of your mother's health. And also it can lead to some changes, detachment, a lot of work is there. So you're not able to spend more time at the place of your home, like home environment is missing. Ketu is there, right? Even if you're at home, you're not feeling comfortable, there is something which is amiss. You feel that vacuum all the time. So that is when Rahu Ketu are changing signs. Of course, I've made the dates, though I'll tell you, these are true notes. I'm talking about true Rahu and true Ketu. Rahu enters Aries on March 17th, and till November 30th, 2023, it's going to be in Aries sign, and Ketu in Libra. So this is the time when you have to be really expecting some major changes at the place of work, at home front as well. Jupiter will be leaving your 8th house and will be entering your 9th house on the April 13th. Very good time. Good time begins. But you are prone to gaining weight, because Jupiter will be looking at your 1st house. So Jupiter looking at the 1st house gives gain in weight. It's an expansive energy, but you are very good at learning more, acquiring knowledge, So maybe, you will come across your gurus, you will meet some people in the foreign lands, you will travel. All those energies will definitely be positive and will happen also. So plan your year that way. Saturn is, I've told you about Saturn transiting through the 8th house. Saturn will be in Aquarius sign from April 29th to July 12th. So this is the time you have to take care of your health. Health is to be checked constantly, okay, during that phase, because it is a demotion now. When Saturn transits the 8th house, it goes retrograde there and will be coming back to your 7th. So from July 7th, 12th to January 17th next year, it's going to be in your 7th house again. So what all energies have you felt? Your partner being very indifferent, you're not having that kind of energy where you can understand your partner, or maybe, there are certain things that you are not able to understand or decipher. That is something which is going to be actually getting elevated or enhanced or pronounced even more when this Saturn goes backwards into your 7th house zone. Saturn is a malefic. Why we have to shy away from that fact? We have to do remedies. What is the best remedy for Saturn? I told you in the beginning. Do your work. Be disciplined. Be punctual. Don't be lazy. That's what Saturn wants. Do for others also. So once you're doing your bit, none of the planets will give bad results. So being a malefic planet, we have to see what is the condition of Mars as well. Mars is your Yogakara Graha because it is the Kendra and the trine lord. So when Mars is transiting through your 7th house zone, this is definitely going to give you good connectivity with people. You will have a lot of courage to speak about your life, your maybe in your partnership, you will be feeling those results even better, more. From April 7th to May 17th, this is a little precarious time. So be careful about your health. Again, also very good time from May 17th to June 27th. June 27th to June 10th, this is the time when you will be having a lot of success coming your way, accolades. You will be doing left, right, and center. The jobs that you were assigned, you will be finishing them off. But there can be some confusion at the same time with people because it is the Rahu energy also, which is getting combined. So you have to be careful from June 27th to August 10th that you don't fall prey to the decisions of others. But it is very good for you, for your own personal growth, for your completion of tasks, for forming a connectivity with people, with your bosses, seniors, and all. It is a very good time. But at the same time, you have to be very careful about how you deal with the people who are conspiring against you. From August 10th to October 16th is the time when you have the time which is very positive for investments, growth prospects are very bright. So utilize that time. Maybe some travels will give you fruitful results. So plan accordingly. But it is not a good time for bonding with the friends. Maybe you will pick a fight, unnecessary argument, and then you will sulk later. So all that can happen. Okay, so just do the Om Namah Shivaya Om chant 408 times every day. Okay, that's the best remedy I can give you. Coming to the next sign, that's Leo. These yearlies are not that easy. But if you will see, people are actually, waiting for this because until unless I give you the dates, you will not be able to, decide what you have to do, in the upcoming year. So make decisions very carefully when I'm giving you the dates which are not favorable. If you will, then, there will be some complications, but definitely your personal chart says so much. So it has to have that kind of connectivity as well. Coming to the next sign, that is Leo. So for Leo natives, you have to check the condition of sun's movement. And for you, the major planets, Rahu, Ketu, they are changing signs. Definitely very positive this year because they're going to be in your 3rd and 9th houses. So this is the time you will be traveling a lot. You will be meeting many people during travels, and there will be some connectivity that you will be having, some new alliances coming your way. Till the time Rahu and Ketu are in your Kendra, there will be some turmoil that you have to go through at the place of work, some confusion, people not listening to you, all that you have been going through from a long time. So the true Rahu enters on March 17th, the 9th house, because Rahu moves backwards, and true nodes, they go direct also once or twice in a month, once in a month, or maybe once in 2 months' time. So that's the reason true nodes are very essential. So the major events happen only because of Rahu getting direct. Okay, to getting direct, of course, simultaneously. Jupiter is going to be transiting out of your 7th and going to its own zone in the 8th house, which is again very positive. People will think that it's not positive, Jupiter going to the 8th house. No, Jupiter is entering its own zone. Jupiter is a positive graha for this rising. So it will give you a lot of growth prospects, investments, financial growth. It'll give you a lot of good health. Whatever health issues, mental health issues you have been going through, you will be getting better from April 13th onwards. Very good relationship with your partner. You are gaining weight, so that will also be taken care of when Jupiter transits through your 8th house. Ketu will be in your 3rd, so problems or complications can come up in short journeys. Make sure that you are well vaccinated and well taking good medication along with you. Some medical assistance may be required during this time, but yes, somebody will always be there for you. Help will be there, available for you all the time. Also, Saturn is going to be going back and forth. Saturn enters Aquarius on April 29th. That is your 7th house, and will be coming back to Capricorn on the July 12th in retrogression. So this is the period when you will feel the energies towards your partner. Your partner might become very busy, or your partner might be a little indifferent towards you, or some health issues can come up to your partner, but it is definitely going to enhance your hard work and recognition. It will enhance all that. Elevation is on cards for sure. Coming to the dates that I'm giving you, that okay, you have to be careful or you don't have to be careful, and which are the good ones. Let me just share with you, because these are all live sessions, so I must tell you. Sun. Okay, so Sun will be entering your okay, Sun is in Sagittarius when I'm making this video. So Sun will be in your 5th house. So this is the time when you will be having a lot of creative energies. So do something about your skills, enhance your skills, or learn something new. Good time for progeny prospects, also childbirth. You should not initiate any kind of medical treatment during this time, because it is in the Sagittarius sign, no? So this is not a good time. Sun will be entering Capricorn on January 14th till February 13th, your 6th house. So it is definitely very positive for any kind of relationship, any kind of litigation, any kind of disease if you're having, to combat that or get any kind of medical help, medical treatment. So this is going to be very positive time for you. And also this is going to give you some connectivity with your father, and there can be that you go through some kind of relationship, with your relatives. You're going to be enhancing that bonding or chemistry with your relatives also. And Sun will be in your Aquarius sign, that is from February 13th to March 15th. So this is the time you should plan your relationship well. You should plan your partnership, businesses, growth prospects are pretty high. This is the time you should actually make the best use of the year, because it is in the 7th house. It's right opposite. So people will form a good connection with you. You are going to be very authoritative, or your partner is going to be very authoritative and going to be getting all the help, that assistance that is required. Sun will be entering your 8th house. So this is the time when you feel low on energy. That is going to happen on the March 15th to April 14th. So generally, 8th house transit is not considered to be that great. And this is the time when it is also the Tara Asta, not performing any religious tasks. So you have to take care of your mental setup. You can go wrong in making decisions also. So make sure that you do not get carried away and sign any legal documents and fall prey to these circumstances as well. Sun will be in 9th house. This is a very good time from April 14th to May 15th. This is the time when you will be making good decisions. You will be actually having a lot of connection with the foreigners, with your bosses, with your father. They're going to be having a lot of inclinations towards growth. Okay. Also, Rahu energy is going to be here. Rahu is going to, Rahu and I think on the 30th we have the first eclipse also. So this is the time you have to be careful about making decisions regarding your publications or any authoritative figures. They are going to be having some complications at the place of work, business. You have to be careful during this time, of course. When there are eclipses. We have Sun transiting through Taurus, which is again, this is the time when you will have the lunar eclipse. So you have to be careful about this month as well. This is the time when you will have some complications at the place of work. Don't get carried away in making decisions. Because sun is authority after all. Eyesight issues can happen. You can have throat issues. You can have some complications in communication. You don't have that confidence. Sun is what? Sun is confidence. Sun is light. Sun can see, sunlight can go to any place, like that is why it is the vision. How your vision is, how you broaden your vision, that gets eclipsed. When it gets eclipsed, that's the time you lose power to see. So the eyesight issues happen, or you can't make right decisions. So you have to be very careful when during this time of the month of the year. That is April 14th to May 15th, and then May 15th to June 15th, also a little bit of that time, 15 days here and there. So you have to be a little extra careful during that time. In making decisions. Don't change the job. You will be given a good offer that will be very lucrative, will be very, you will find it very good superficially, but internally it is not. So be careful about that. Do not just take up that kind of job. From June 15th to July 16th is a very good time when you will be making right kind of choices, right kind of decisions. You will be getting elevated at the place of work also. Make right kind of choices and you will be successful in your endeavors. On July 16th to August 17th, Sun is going to be in Cancer in the 12th house. So this is the time when you will have connections with the foreigners. You will have foreign clientele, or you will be traveling overseas also, quite likely. August 17th to September 17th is the time when you will have Sun over your first house, which is a very positive time for you. When it is in opposition, when it is over you on the first house, these are the two phases which are very positive because it is going to give you a lot of authority. You're going to be charged up, all charged up. You will be making decisions regarding whatever is left over, whatever you could not, you will be doing all that during this time. Sun will be transiting your Virgo sign from September 17th to October 17th. And this is the time when you will be spending to show off. So just avoid. That's the best thing to do because, you are going to have a lot of wealth generation. So you will be showing off, you'll be spending a lot of money on partying and, you will be a party, on that spree. So be careful. Don't spend on people you have not known from years. Okay, just be careful because you can show off and then you fall prey to those circumstances where you lose money. Sun will be debilitated in Libra from October 17th to November 16th. It happens every year. So this is the time we have an eclipse also because Sun will be in the grasp of Ketu here. So it is in debility already and it is going to be with Ketu. So this is a very precarious time. I beg of you all not to make any major decisions. Don't take any chances. Do not get trapped because of the lucrative offers you're getting. Travels can be problematic, cumbersome. Don't plan it. Don't plan during this time of the year because that is why I'm making this video well in advance so that you are aware of it. And I'm giving you all the dates, please, for your good only. Don't make any decisions regarding your communication, publications, travels, whatever you will be writing, you will be going wrong. So all those decisions you have to be really careful about because Sun is in debility. Your soul is in debility. It's in the deep and it actually is not good for your relationships also because this is the zone where the sign is of relationship. So you will have problems in your communication. People will misunderstand you. So be careful about that. Sun will be transiting your fourth house, that is Scorpio sign, from the November 16th to December 16th. So this is the time when you will be having a lot of inclination towards, you're gearing up now because it's come out of the eclipse and now is the time when you will be making a lot of decisions related to your house, related to your family, related to your house change, vehicle purchase, selling of the property. All those decisions which were lying pending, you're going to be making now. So definitely very positive and very interesting also for you. So do that and definitely make the right kind of choices which are going to help you, rather than, just making decisions which are going to interrupt your growth. Don't fall prey to the circumstances which, people are trying to befool you, or people are making you taking you away from um, your goals. Okay, so don't fall prey to all those, because it's a Scorpio sign after all. It's a secretive sign. Some revelations will be made. Also, in Sagittarius, from December 16th to January 14th next year. So as it is right now when I'm making this video. So Sagittarius, from December 16th to this will be the time when you will be making decisions regarding your work. You will leave the job, or you will find another one, or you will have some changes in your job. All that is going to happen. Some childbirth on cards, or make some decisions right now. This is the time to make some major decisions, but do not get into any kind of rituals. Rituals will be really tough, will bring tough luck to you. So if you want to go in for some Vastu remedies, you should be doing that during this time. It will really be helpful. Okay, so for you, Om Grini Suryaya Namaha Om is the chant that you should be doing 108 times every day, or at least on Thursdays and Sundays. That will be good for you. Okay, so coming to the next sign, that is, let me see. Okay, coming to the next sign, that is Virgo. I know people are waiting. So for Virgo natives, I must tell you that Rahu Ketu are changing signs from 3-9 axis to 2-8 axis. So this is a little tough phase. Why? Because it is going to give you some health issues. If you're already having some health issues, it is going to be bringing about little more. Sorry to say this, but you have to be very careful. So of course, you should go in for the remedies, your personal remedies, of course. Your personal chart is the strongest, of course, to decide what exactly you're going through. So make decisions very wisely when Ketu is in your second house, related to your financials, related to your family. There can be some wrong decisions about your financials, which will actually backfire if you are going in for major investments. So take care. Jupiter is going to be coming out of your 6th house and will be entering your 7th, which is again very positive. So it is going to be a balancing kind of a phase for you. Saturn will be coming out of your 5th house temporarily, though. It will be entering 6th house, will be going back to your 5th. So this back and forth is sort of a confused kind of an energy for you. You will get a job offer, you will not be able to accept it, or you will accept it and then you will be reinstated to the previous one. So all those energies are going to be heightened with this, Saturn's back and forth. And finally, Saturn will be in your 6th house next year, so which is definitely going to be bringing about some major changes in your work culture, litigation, financials, health. All those areas will get activated. So when Rahu is in your 8th house, so this can give you some diseases which are not curable, or which don't find the right kind of the conventional path. Maybe you have to take some other treatment when Rahu is transiting your 8th house. Don't worry, things will be fine. It's not that it is going to be really bad, but you have to make certain decisions very carefully, very wisely. If you're going, if some doctors say something, don't just go by it, by the word of it. Take second opinion, third opinion, and then decide finally what you have to do as per your treatment is concerned. Then you have to see the condition of Jupiter. Jupiter is very strong. Jupiter is looking at your Lagna, 11th, 3rd. So it's very good, positive for your siblings. It's very positive for you, for your partner. Some changes will be happening in your life towards expansion. You're going to be making some major decisions regarding your personal growth also, some personal grooming, acquiring knowledge, learn something new. This is the time to make more, and make more in a sense of acquiring knowledge, enhancing your skills. Mercury's transit is very essential here because Mercury will be transiting through different signs and will be impacting you the most. It's after all your Lagnesh. It's the ascendant lord or the moon sign lord. So Mercury enters Aquarius on March 6th. Until that time, it's going to be, as I put up the chart of 1st of January. So Mercury is conjunct Saturn right now and will be entering your Aquarius sign on March 6th. So this is the time which is very positive for you. Whatever decisions you have to make regarding your communication, regarding your investments, regarding your travels, education, also anything to do with your children. So this is a very good time. At least till March 6th, you should make the best use of it. Mercury will be going retrograde though, and will be, of course, giving you some wrong decision making. Don't get inclined towards, don't fall prey to those circumstances also. So as I've mentioned all the dates in the beginning, and in the description box also I will be mentioning, I mentioned, so make a note of that. And this Tarasta, when Mercury is combust, all that is also very important. I've given all the dates. Mercury will be in your 6th house, and that's happening on the March 6th. March 6th to March 24th, Mercury is going to be in the 6th house. So this is the time when you should be going in for some legal battles. If you have to file a case, if you have to adopt a pet, you should be going in for that as well. Taking good care of your relatives. Maybe you will be forming a connectivity with your uncle or aunt during this time. In the 7th house, that is going to be from March 24 to April 8th. This is a good time for matchmaking, for communication with people, initiation of any kind of business. Very good time. Aries, that's the 8th house from April 8th to 25th of April. Not a good phase. Not a good phase for what? For your communication. Maybe you will have some skin rashes, or maybe you will have some communication issues, communication gap with your partner. This can also lead to some problems related to your bosses and seniors also. Communication is a big time, complicated go when Mercury is in the 8th house. So be careful. Some revelations will be made. Some mysterious things can come up. Mercury will be in your Taurus sign. That is your, and also 8th house energy. This is the time when from April 8th to April 25th, Mercury will be conjunct Rahu also. So this can be a lot of confusion kind of a phase also, because and health related to skin rashes, as I said, can happen. So get the treatment, correct kind of treatment. Mercury will be in Taurus sign from 25th April to 2nd of July. So long transit. So this is the time when you will be making a lot of decisions. You can make decisions regarding your travels, PR, visa, regarding your father, maybe you forming a connectivity with your guru, acquiring knowledge. All that is going to enhance. You're going to be a free willed person. You're going to be planning everything well. You'll be taking up everything very seriously. So Mercury will be in Gemini from July 2 to July 17th. And that's the time when you will be having good offers, good opportunities from your boss, from your seniors, from your people around you. And you must also be careful because the eclipses are going to be taking place in your 2-8 axis. So those are the times you have to be very, very careful about your health and decision making. You can make some wrong decisions, wrong choices also. So be careful about your financials during this time. Also, Mercury will be in your Cancer sign from July 17th to August 1st. So this is a good time for investments. This is a good time to make decisions regarding your relationships. Getting into a relationship, initiation of romance, or proposing to the person. So this is the time. Okay, so make a note of this. Mercury will be in Leo sign from August 1st to August 21st. A big no-no for initiation of any kind of romance. Just don't do it. This is not the time to make decisions regarding your love and relationship. You are very creative, some bonding, strong bonding with the people overseas. That is going to happen. And in case you're already having some connectivity issues with people around you, so this is going to enhance that. maybe, you're going to be speaking something and people are going to be interpreting. So you have to be very careful for that. Mercury will be in Virgo sign, that is exalted. That's going to happen on the August 21st. And that's going to be till October 26th. Very positive time. Any kind of decisions you have to make regarding your information, technology, communication, relationship, your relatives, this is the best time. Forget the Rahu Ketu axis, forget Jupiter, forget Saturn, but your Lagnesh is strong. It'll take care of so many things. It's a Ruchaka, it's a Panchamahavarusha Yoga, which is going to be enhancing, impacting you positively. Okay. And in Libra sign is going to be from October 26th to November 13th. Again, very positive. It's very positive for you, for financial growth, for communication with people, and initiation of any romance is also quite likely, because it is, after all, the relationship sign. In Scorpio, November 13th to December 3rd, and that's the time when you will have a lot of courage to speak up your mind. Or maybe there will be some latent anger, inside you during this time, which erupts like a volcano. So make sure that you do not get into that zone. Okay, that's why this is like preparing you. Also, there can be some connectivity issues with your siblings, if you have any co-bonds, or with your neighbors, you can have some complication. Or maybe the neighbors are actually having a lot of, they are jealous of you, or they're conspiring against you, or something, to do with your co-workers. They are doing something, they're planning, scheming something. So be more cautious, be more on alert when these kind of scenario happen. Also, Mercury is going to be in Sagittarius from December 3rd to December 28th. So that's the time when you will be moving out from the place, or shifting out, maybe going to the high-rise towers. That is what Mercury is about. So there is a lot of chance of speculative income, a lot of chance of starting of education, initiation of romance also is quite likely. All these are likelihood, but yes, why? Because you have to check your natal chart, you have to check your dasha. But these are your Lagnacious transit movements, so you must know the overview about all this. Okay, coming to the for you, Om Ganganpataye Namo Namaha. Om is the best chant I can offer. So you have to do it 108 times on Wednesdays or every day. Okay, whichever is comfortable to you. At least on Wednesdays, chant this. Okay, Om Ganganpataye Namo Namaha Om, 108 times. Coming to the next sign, that is Libra. For Libra natives, Rahu Ketu are changing signs. Ketu is going to be over your first house, and Rahu is going to be over your seventh. Not many changes happening. Whenever major planets change signs, they bring about major changes. Whatever you have not been able to do, this will bring about sudden changes. This will bring about changes that you didn't even call for. Or it will be like, what happened? Suddenly things changed. Those kind of scenario, they happen when major planetary positions change, and especially in the Kendra. Saturn is changing signs back and forth in your 4th and 5th houses. So this will also bring about a lot of changes in your education, in your planning, in your work, at your place of work. Maybe people change, and planning for your progeny, romance, all that will happen. Saturn is not that planet. Saturn is a very cold planet. But you yourself, are Venetian sign. For Venus people, Saturn is a Yogacara graha. For Saturn signs, Venus is the Yogacara graha. So when Saturn is in the 4th house, even if it is a Kantaka Shani, it is going to give you not very bad results. You will be changing place, you'll be changing job, elevation is there, but there's a vacuum. There's this vacuum that, you're not feeling that kind of result. You're not acknowledging that results that you are getting. You feel that there is something amiss, there's something missing, there's something lacking. All those things you will be going through when Saturn is transiting your 4th house. Saturn will be in your 5th house also, and that is, of course, that's the time when you will be having a lot of changes again at the place of work. People will start acknowledging your work, and that's happening on the 29th of April. And then again, we'll be moving backwards and we'll be coming back to your fourth house on July 12th. So these are the times when you have to be very careful about what you want in life. There is a transition which is happening. Maybe, you have to plan your travels, you have to plan your education, higher education. So, or maybe you're buying a place, you're not too happy, all that you have to be really confirmed. You have to be very, that conviction has to be there from within. That is what Saturn energy is about. And Mars, of course, is also going to be joining this zone. So you will have a lot of zeal and energy. You will start something, things with a lot of zeal, but ultimately, it fizzles out. So that happens because of your, you get bored very easily. So you change the line, suddenly you change everything, the line of whatever you have opted for. Ketu energy over your first house will bring about a lot of maybe headaches. Take care of your health, take care of your well-being, take care of your physique. You can have some eruptions on your body, which you have to take care of. Get the treatment done. Don't just leave it loose. Just don't take it lightly. Do things in a very, serious manner. And also relationship, because this is a sign of relationship. So harmony. Ketu is a detaching energy. When it is there on the first house, you will go for a haircut and it will be like the hairdo is completely overdue, or it is like you don't like it. So that can happen. That's the Ketu energy. Or it can just detach you from the whole world. Or maybe, in the current scenario, you're working from home. So you're detached from your friends, you're detached from your people. So that is also a forced detachment. Rahu energy is in the seventh house. So maybe your partner changes the profession, line of job, or maybe, your partner as in your spouse, or you want to get into a relationship, a stable relationship, but you're not able to, because Rahu energy, is a very vague energy. It is not a very confirmed kind of an energy. Yes, it will give you good results or it will give you bad results. When you know that Saturn is going to be bad, it's going to be bad. But with Rahu and Ketu, what happens? It's not a confirmed energy. Okay, with conviction, you cannot say that this is going to give you very bad results completely, or very good results, or good results, as a matter of fact. So that's how, things will be very confusing. You will make wrong decisions and then they'll be undoable. So you have to be very careful in making decisions. And Rahu is going to be transiting the true nodes I'm talking about, true Rahu, from March 17th till November 30th next year. So it's not the mean nodes I take, because they get direct also for a couple of days. And that is how the major events take place, remember. So Rahu and Ketu will be getting direct from time to time also. Jupiter will be transiting out of your fifth house and will be transiting your sixth house zone. So this is the time when you will be initiating any kind of, treatment, line of treatment. You will be changing for your health. Of course, maybe seeking advice from the doctor and all that. So you will maybe change. You will be a good healer. You can be a good healer, and you are a good healer as it is. And during this Jupiter's transiting your sixth house, you will become more nurturing, more caring, more like a, helpful person, healer. That's why I said you will be healing yourself also to the core, and you will be helping others grow and cure. Okay. And also Mars's transit is very important, for you, because Mars is a detrimental planet. So when Mars is transiting your sixth house zone, that is in Pisces, from May 17th to June 27th, you have to be really careful about your litigations, disease, debts, loans. Do not get into that. Do not get into that zone. If at all you do, then, you will get entrapped. Though Mars will take you out of it ultimately, but avoid. Mars transiting through your eighth house, that is Taurus energy, it will be going back and forth there. So from August 10th to October 16th, and then from November 13th to March 13th next year. So these are the phases you have to be careful about, because Mars is going to be in the eighth house. So this is and Ketu is in the first. So these are not considered to be that great placements. It can give you drive carefully. I can simply say that during this phase, especially. Okay, and let's do the Venus's transit quickly. I will tell you how the Venus is going to be bringing about the results. Venus is going to be in Sagittarius, of course, till February 27th, and is already in your third house. So this is like, I've already made so many videos though, but yeah, it is a positive placement. It is in retrogradation. So it is going to enhance your financials. Use this time, to enhance your power, your skills, and your relationship. Also in Capricorn, when it enters from Feb 27th to March 31st, it's going to be conjunct Saturn. So, and I think this is the time when you will, I feel that this is going to give you a lot of inclination towards your family. You will be too much into family, deeper into family people. Saturn would want you to get detached though, but it is a very, very powerful yoga for bringing in the wealth. So maybe, you will be selling off your property and buying bigger one. You'll be maybe purchasing a small, selling off the small vehicle and buying a bigger vehicle. So it is a dhani yoga, basically. It is a wealth giving, prospects when Saturn and Venus are together. So definitely it is the time to utilize, start any education, redo your place where you're living, or anything to do with your communication with your own people is going to enhance. Also, Venus is going to be conjunct Jupiter. No, I think it is going to come out of it. So this Venus is going to be in Aquarius from March 31st to April 27th. So for a few days, it's going to conjunct Jupiter. So this is also a very positive sign, positive time, because Venus is going to be giving you some progeny prospects with Jupiter also there. Maybe you're planning a childbirth and you will have a childbirth at home. Some news will come in, childbirth, of childbirth. So definitely very good. And it's a good time for investments, for changing your place, redoing your place, initiation of any romance. You will have a lot of energy towards improvising on your relationship, because Jupiter is a pious energy also there. Jupiter and Venus are very pious planets. So whenever they sit together, there's a very strong energy there. That is why, it is very difficult to handle that positive energy. So when they are in the seventh house together, so they actually detach you from that particular zone, that is marriage. Okay. So you will be having a partner who is very, very, who's very, maybe religious kinds, that religious set of mind, spiritual, very spiritual. Exalted Venus in the sixth house zone. So it's like minus, minus, plus, or we can say it is canceling out actually. Because this is it's minus, plus, minus and plus. So it becomes minus because it's a sixth house energy where in the natural zodiac, Venus debilitates. So in the Pisces sign, Venus is going to be in Pisces from April 27th to May 23rd. So this is the time when you can start any kind of romance, a relationship, your health, if you want to improvise on litigation, positive for you. For mother, it is a good time. It is a good time for mother's brother. Get some girl child married. If at all you are unmarried, you might get into any relationship and you will get all the success also. Maybe, you're planning a marriage and it's not happening. So this is the time when it will happen. Venus will be transiting Aries sign from May 23rd to June 18th. So this is the time when it will be looking at your first house and it will be joining Rahu here. So when it is with Rahu, it is going to be giving you a lot of confusion in your relationship. You have to be really careful about your love life. There can be that, there is a suspicion that comes up and, you're very suspicious kinds and you feel that, oh, I made a wrong choice, the wrong decision. Some mysterious, something mysterious happens. Rahu energy, the partner becomes very demanding. That also happens. With Venus there, you know, physical relationship enhances, the power, sexual powers enhance. Venus will be transiting Taurus sign, its own zone though, from June 18 to July 13th, but it is the 8th energy. So you will have a lot of sexual urges during this time. They will enhance. When it was in Aries also with Rahu, it was like that. And in Taurus sign also, you will become lustful about money, growth, limelight, name and fame. So just tame those energies, though it is, of course, the way it wishes to do this, the planet. So you have to just tame those energies and maneuver it towards, channelize it towards positive energy, right? 8th house is a transformational house. So do not fall prey to the greed, rather than, you know, tame that and do something positive. Venus will be transiting your 9th house, and that is your happening from the July 13th to August 7th. So this is the time you will be having a lot of communication with your, in your relationship. You will have communication with your father, with your mother, with your siblings. You will have good chemistry and bonding. You will be traveling. You will be a free-willed person. You will be wanting that freedom for yourself. This is the time, because it's the 8th lord also going to the 9th house. So this will bring about a lot of changes in you. You will enhance your qualities. You want to look good. You want to do things for yourself. Don't become self-centric though, but yeah, you have that tendency to at that time. Venus will be transiting your 10th house from August 7th to August 31st. So this is the time when you will have a lot of inclination to work, changes at place of work. So this is the time you should go in for. Some projects are on cards which are going to fetch you good amount of recognition, money, wealth prospects. Changes are coming your way. Some major changes will happen, or maybe the bosses change, or maybe you're going to be having some elevation at the place of work. They're going to be recognizing what you're doing. August 31st to September 24th is the time when you will have a lot of connectivity with your friends. But there will be heated arguments also you can have. So be prepared for all this. Do not get carried away when you're making major investments. Do not get carried away. You will have that inclination to, but be careful. In relationship, there can be some complications. You will have some detaching energy simultaneously. You're attached and yet you're feeling quite detached. So that energy can also come up with Venus in Leo sign. Leo is like, it's sort of a combust. It's a very fiery energy. Venus is, as it is a very hot planet, and when it enters this Leo sign, he becomes agile. So he wants to be with somebody, to vent out. Okay. Venus in debilitation in the Virgo sign will be from September 24th to October 18th. So this is the time when you will make wrong decisions regarding your expenditures. Maybe your travel plans culminate and you feel a little uncomfortable where you are shifting out to. It's not a settling kind of an energy. It is quite destabilizing. So be careful about those energies. Don't fall prey to your expenditures. Don't fall prey to your greed during this time. Also, Venus will be transiting through your Virgo's Jupiter transit 7th house in April gives marriage. Okay, I will tell you that later. So what is happening when Venus is transiting your Libra sign October 18th to November 11th? In Libra sign, Venus transit is very positive, of course, for marriage, for decision-making regarding your financials. Ketu is there. Be careful about your suddenness in your, you meet somebody and suddenly you fall in love. So don't fall prey to those, because Ketu is a sudden, gives suddenness, and Venus is the planet of love, luxury, romance. So either it detaches you from all those, or it just takes you to that and, just breaks your heart. So be careful about those. Do not get carried away. Whatever comes suddenly goes suddenly also. So be careful. Okay. Because, it is not going to be that easy for you, when Ketu is over your first house. Remember, in Scorpio sign from November 11th to December 5th. So this is the time when you will make decisions regarding your financials, regarding your love, relationships, sexual desires might increase. You will form a connectivity with your family members. You will meet them often if you are away from them. Decisions regarding your financials will be very, very important during this time. Some major savings during this time. So do not get carried away and invest them all. Park your funds during this time at a very safe place. Okay. Lastly, again, Venus will be coming back to where it started from December 5th, and it's going to be there from December 5th till December 29th. So Venus is going to be in Sagittarius and then enters Capricorn again. So this is the time when you will have a lot of connectivity with your people around you. You will communicate, you will start any new relationship, and you will be traveling also for your work. This is a very positive time. Okay, so for you, the best remedy I can prescribe is that do the Saraswati chants, and you can also do Hanuman Chalisa. It will really help you because your detrimental sign is ruled by Mars, and the Mars is represented by Hanuman, Lord Hanuman. Okay, and try wearing whites when Venus is transiting your first and your 8th houses. Try wearing more whites. I've given you the dates when it's transiting through Taurus. Everything is there. So nothing is hidden. Everything is in open. Anybody can use these dates. Anybody can note them down and you utilize them. I will be making several parts. I will be making videos on the nakshatra transits also. So don't worry. Give me some time. Okay. Coming to the next sign, that is Scorpio. For Scorpio natives, first of all, we have to see the major transits happening. Thankfully, your 1-7 axis is going to get freedom from Rahu Ketu. They are going to be changing signs, the true nodes, the true Rahu Ketu from March 17th and not from April. So earlier the better, right? So you will be getting relaxed because Rahu from the 7th house and Ketu from the 1st, they're going to be transiting your 6-12 axis. Now, 6-12 axis, malefics, in the malefic houses, Dustanas is not bad. It's minus, minus, plus. But you have to be careful while traveling to overseas. There can be complications in the other world where you're going to, in the other part of the world. Be careful about that. There can be that you have disharmony in relationships often. 6th house energy is Rahu energy there. So Rahu will give you a lot of financial growth there. It will enhance your initiatives. Taking initiatives will be the part of this Rahu in the Aries sign. It's going to be really giving you that elevation, that growth materially. But at the same time, in relationship, it can bring you down. It can bring problems in the place where you are. If you have shifted out from there, it will make those changes are definitely going to be there. So once it happens, it will give you some major flaws there, in that particular relationship you're in. Also, we have Jupiter transiting out of your Aquarius sign on the April 13th, will be entering your 5th house and will be looking at your 1st. So firstly, you will have to take care of your weight gain. In case you are not liking this, that the weight gain, and you don't want that weight gain. So there are people who like to gain weight. So it's very good for them. But the ones, because it's in the watery sign, Jupiter in watery signs will always give you weight gain. It's looking at your Lagna, it will give you weight gain. Looking at Lagna or transiting through the Lagna, the 1st house or the moon sign, it will give you weight gain. So just prepare yourself up well, heads up, April 13th onwards till the April 22nd, 2023, Jupiter is going to be in Pisces sign. Saturn is going to be going back and forth in Capricorn and Aquarius, enters Aquarius on April 29th, goes retrograde and comes back to Capricorn in July 12th, on July 12th. So what does it mean? See, whenever Saturn transits through 4th house, it is called the Kantakashani. Kantaka Shani means that it will give you complications in your relationship with your people, with your own people. It displaces you from where you are living. It will take you away from the place of birth or the place where you are. It will take you away. Third, it is looking at your the 10th house, which is the seventh aspect. It is looking at your sixth house also. And it is going to be looking at your first house. So when these areas are getting impacted, it means that it is going to give you complications with your relatives, your mother, or your mother suffers, or your mother's health deteriorates. Take care of all these areas. Also, when it's looking at your 10th house, the seventh aspect, it will give you some changes at the place of work, because any malefic transiting through the kendras will give you displacement, will make you change that particular arena where you are. So when Saturn will be looking here, it will give you either your boss will change, or your place will change, or your job will change, or maybe that your department changes or you're transferred somewhere else. So all these get triggered up when Saturn is looking at these zones. Also, Saturn will be moving backwards and coming back to Capricorn sign. Until that time, it doesn't enter Aquarius till April 29th. It's going to be in your third house zone. So Saturn in the third house gives you support from the people around you, from your co-workers, house help, drivers, whosoever is around you, who's the labor class, as we say. Saturn is the masses, Saturn is the labor class. You will get all the support from them. But when it leaves that zone, it enters the Mool Trikona Rashi, that is Aquarius. That's the time when you will have lack of support from people. You have to work through these energies very carefully. And it's a back and forth thing. That means it's going to get demoted in Capricorn. And that's from July 12th onwards. So that's the time when you have to be really careful in your communication. You can be very indifferent. You can be very stern. You can be very stubborn also. So be more flexible. Give love to people and you will get the same. Mars is also going to be here. I will be sharing my views on that as well. Jupiter, I've covered. Ketu on the first house will give you some migraine issues, headaches, problems in relationships, of course, after it comes out of till the time it's in the first house till March, and then it goes into the 12th. So it can lead to some hospitalization also. It can lead to health issues also, disharmony in relationship, as I said, and complications in the foreign lands. But at the same time, Rahu energy will give you elevation and growth in your work and your financials, because it's going to be looking at your 10th house zone here. Now, coming to the Mars's energies, how is Mars going to be giving you? What kind of result Mars is giving you? Mars is in Sagittarius. Right now it's in Scorpio. So till the time it's in Scorpio when I'm making this video. So you have to be careful about this energy till June 16th. Take care of your headaches, take care of your speech, take care of your relationship. Also, it can lead to break in a relationship. Suddenly, it's suddenness is accident also. So take care while driving. Till June 16th, at least you be careful. January 16th. I'm sorry if I said June earlier. January 16th, you have to be careful. Then Mars will be transiting through your second house zone. And that's happening from 16th of January till February 26th. So this is the time when you will be working through very hard to attain those financial growth, attain those relationships that you have been missing out on. There can be some complications and arguments that can happen in relationship, though, when Mars is in the second house. It's looking at your 7th, 8th and the 9th. So complications with the father can happen. With children, it can be little, aggression can be there. Children might not understand you and you feel quite jittery about all those relationships, the issues that you're going through. But at the same time, it will give you a lot of zeal and energy to make money. So this is very positive. Mars will be transiting in its exaltation zone, that is from 26th of Feb to April 7th. So which is very positive for you. It will give you a lot of growth. enthusiasm, courage to make decisions regarding your financials, regarding your job also. There can be some job change that we can anticipate during this time. And but whatever said and done, when you have that boldness, that courage in you, the fearlessness, so that is when Mars is in the third house. Good rapport with your siblings should be maintained during this phase. Also, any kind of litigation, in case you're involved in, or you're not, even if you're not, you can get involved in. So be careful when Mars is looking at your sixth house from Capricorn sign, Feb 26th to April 7th. Be extra careful. Take care of your health also. Okay. But it's very positive for making right kind of decisions. So do that. Mars will be in Aquarius from April 7th to May 17th. So this is the time when you will be buying or selling property. You will be having some complications in relationships. You can go very aggressive. There can be some latent anger all the time. It is a fourth house energy where, moon rules, and Mars debilitates in the fourth sign of the national zodiac. So here, he's very uncomfortable, as it is the Aquarius sign. So he feels that, somebody has, the soldier is getting emotional. It's like that energy. So the soldier is a warrior. The warrior wants to go and fight the battle, but here he's tied up. So you feel that, there is lack of chemistry and bonding with people. You're not able to make decisions the way you free-flowing decisions, bold decisions. You're not able to. All those energies are tamed. Mars will be transiting through Pisces sign from May 17th to June 27th. So this is the time you will have, some health issues you have to take care of. There can be some wrong decisions you will be making regarding your education, regarding your romance also. You can get very aggressive with your partner. So be careful. Very good time for forming that kind of bonding with the co-workers though. It's very good. Also in the Aries sign, it is going to be conjunct Rahu, remember. So in Aries from June 27th to August 10th. So Rahu energy is there, Ketu is in the 12th, Mars is with Rahu. So this is like amplifying the negatives, aggression, okay. See, aggression is required when you need that fire to work, fire to finish the task, right? That energy definitely is very positive. But when Rahu energy is involved, then it is called the Dhurta Yoga. Dhurta Yoga means somebody who is a deceptive one. So you don't deceive people, or maybe people will start deceiving you, looking at you. So you have to be really careful about your investments, your financials, litigation. During this time that you can get involved in some lawsuits. So be careful. Do not get carried away. Health, you have to be really careful. Some blood related issues or something to do with bones, you have to take care of. Mars will be transiting Taurus from August 10th to October 16th, and again from November 13th to March 13th next year. So short transit would be from October 16th to November 13th in the 8th house. But before that, it is going to be in Taurus, back and forth in Taurus. So this is the time, because it's going to go retrograde also this year. So it is going to give you some kind of complications in relationships because it's a detrimental sign. Mars rules Scorpio sign, and the detrimental sign is right opposite it. So why is it detrimental? Because, it is going to be giving you lack of harmony in relationship. Taurus is a sign of financials, family, food. Mars going there will give you a lot of inclination to eat heaty and oily and greasy foods. So you have to take care of your health during this time, eating habits. There can be complications with your partner. You can be very aggressive. You can go rude. You can go harsh in your speech, argumentative. All that you have to be really careful about. You can be very stubborn also. So take care. It's very good, positive for your workplace, though. That aggression you should channelize there. Whatever energy you're having, there is always a vent. If you don't vent it in the right direction, then, the problem starts. So if you know that this is going to give me a lot of anger issues in relationship, so you can channelize it to your work. So once you channelize it in the right direction, you will just balancing it. You're balancing things out. So it will help you. Definitely, you should actually be aggressive towards completing your tasks, should be more aggressive towards rigorously working and completing everything quickly. Okay, so this is something you should be taking into account before making decisions regarding your relationship, especially. 8th house energy, of course, from November 13 to, from October 16 to November 13th. 8th house energy of Mars is considered to be like a secretive energy. It is going to be giving you a lot of energy towards doing things in a very positive manner, but at the same time, it will confuse you in communication. People will misunderstand you rather. Okay, so be careful about the 8th house. It is a very deceptive kind of a place. So for you, the best would be Hanuman Chalisa. Read that Hanuman Chalisa every day. It will really help you. It will help you in many, many ways. Okay, and coming to the next sign, that is Sagittarius. For Sagittarius natives, Mars is going to be transiting through your, coming to Sagittarius sign. For Sagittarius natives, Jupiter, we have to see where is Jupiter's transit happening. Although all the transits of the outer planets will be very important for you. And as you know, from a long time, Sagittarius sign is impacted. And that's the reason travels are impacted, because this is a sign of travels, knowledge, education, higher education. These are all impacted. Education industry is on all-time low. People are not able to go, and it's like a bandhan. It's in the bandhan yoga, so that is why it's isolated. It's confined. People are not going to. Children are not able to attend to the schools for that reason. Universities. Why? Because Sagittarius had Saturn and Ketu energy when everything started. Then B, Ketu transited through its 12th house and Saturn transited through the 2nd house. So it is hemmed between two malefics. Right now it is hemmed between Mars and Ketu and Saturn. Too much of negative influence. Now, negative influence, but at the same time, it's like a taming energy. It was like too much of everything is bad, and this is like a positive thing which is happening because of the two energies which are detaching energies also. Ketu energy is detaching, Saturn energy is detaching. So that's the reason, the ones who are having Sagittarius signs somewhere in the chart, it has to be there. So wherever it is forming that kind of disconnect with the others related to that zone. If it is the 5th house, so it is going to be like, forming some kind of connectivity with the children in a very different platform. You are feeling quite uncomfortable, maybe you're not able to show your love, show your affection. It is the house of romance, so you're not able to find the right kind of partner. But here, Jupiter is going to be transiting through your 4th house. It will bring about major changes after April 13th. So till April 13th, Jupiter is going to be in your 3rd house. So whatever decisions you have to make regarding your travels, regarding your documentation, acquiring knowledge, connectivity with your siblings, all that is going to get triggered up. In case you have to finish off those kinds of tasks given at the place of work, you will be able to. Jupiter transiting through your 4th house from April 13th to April 22nd next year will bring about many changes on the home front. You will be redoing your place. Maybe you will be changing your job. You're leaving this place and moving to another. You're buying a new house, buying a new vehicle, following a spiritual path. Maybe you're going to be meeting your guru. So all those can get triggered up. Initiation of education, that is also quite likely. So as far as Saturn is concerned, Saturn is going to be going back and forth in the 2nd and the 3rd houses. Again, it is going to be a lot of energy where it will feel like spending a lot of money on things which you really don't need. Number one. Secondly, this Saturn transit through your third house will give you a lot of elevation at the place of work. You will form a good connectivity with your children. Student natives are going to be doing well. Some competitive success coming their way. They will be isolated for a good reason. They will be studying, hardworking. If you're not, you should be, because this Saturn is looking at your fifth house. The more the hard work from the third, when it enters third. So more the hard work, better the growth, better the success, better the future prospects. Also, Ketu and Rahu are changing signs. Rahu in your fifth, Ketu in your seventh, in your 11th. See, this brings about disharmony in relationship with your friends, in the community you move around in. Ketu detaches you. Ketu gives you lack of interest in relationship with the outside world. It gives here in the 11th house will give you lack of fulfillment of desires. You will have to make lesser investments. Park your funds at a place where they are safe. Don't take any kind of gambling, speculation. That's not going to be helpful. Also, Rahu energy will give you a lot of confusion in your relationships. Romance will start, but it will be going on another level and it will just end abruptly. It is like a zigzag kind of an energy. So Rahu in the fifth house is not considered to be that positive for you. This transit was earlier in the sixth. Now it's moving backwards. So this will give you some kind of confusion, confusing energies, I would say, with your partner. Some ex will come in and the present partner will feel, that discomfort. All that is quite likely. But it is very good for travels, very good for planning your, parking your funds in a proper manner. So this is the right time to do so. And we must consider the planetary positions which are forming connectivity with Jupiter. So I will be making a separate video where Jupiter conjunctions will be happening, and Saturn conjunctions will be happening. Rahu Ketu conjunctions will be happening. So whenever there are eclipses, you have to be taking care. I've mentioned all the dates in the beginning. Take care of your health during that time. Sagittarius sign is going to be getting impacted till the time Saturn comes out of the second house zone of yours, because it's a Sadesati also. So it will end the Sadesati for you. So it is definitely going to change things for you towards better. So whatever decisions you have to make, wait for Saturn transiting out of your second house. And that's happening on finally on January 17, 2023. That is next year. So till then, I think you can manage, I'm sure. So the best remedy for you is to do Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namaha Om chant. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om 5. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om for 108 times on Thursdays and Sundays if you can't do it daily. If you can do it regularly 108 times, at least one a day, it is definitely positive. And whenever you're chanting, you should do it at one particular time, remember. It will be really helpful. If you do it, make a fixed time, the energies and the vibrations actually are very positive because of that. Okay. Coming to the next sign, that is Capricorn. See, the signs Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. The readings are very short for a couple of reasons, because they are the, first of all, last signs of the outer planets. So we have to restrict ourselves to Saturn and Jupiter only for 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th signs. They are the dharma and karma signs also. So what happens, because Saturn is not changing signs rapidly, so there's restriction. So we have to see the other planetary positions also, but because of Jupiter and Saturn signs, so they are the outer planets, so the changes are not that often. But this year, there are major changes happening for you, because Saturn is going to be back and forth from first to second and second to first again. Jupiter is going to be from second house to third house, and Rahu Ketu are changing their axis as well. Whenever Rahu Ketu are changing axis, it's a major one when it is in the Kendra, that is the quadrant. Now here Ketu is going to be in your 10th house and Rahu in your 4th. And this is the time when you will be going in for some major changes related to your workplace, and also your home environment, relationship with your own family members. What kind of changes? Maybe there's a job change, there's a place change, there's a department change, there is some bosses which are changing. You're losing interest in this job and you're quickly, jumping jobs. Don't do that though. Rahu energy in the 4th house is like, spending more time with the family and working less. Or maybe you're working from home and that's the reason you're spending more time with your family. Saturn going to your 2nd house will bring about a lot of financial growth. It will give you inclination towards financials also. Though Saturn is a very detaching kind of an energy, so it depletes the financials, being a malefic. But at the same time, it will give you some growth prospects. Think out of the box. Those kinds of energies will be very predominant. Jupiter will be in your 3rd house after April 13th. So that is also going to be giving you some connectivity with the foreigners, spiritually growing, forming a connectivity with your father, taking his help, taking his advice. Also from here, it is going to be looking at your 7th house. Marriage prospects are going to be heightened. Also at your 11th house. So fulfillment of desires is there. Maybe some deeper connectivity with your friends, your circle you move around in happens. Although Ketu energy is, of course, till March 17th, that is the true nodes I'm talking about. So after that, it will be transiting through your 10th house. There's no positive aspect here. So you have to be taking care of while making decisions when Ketu is in your 10th house. Maybe you will get very fussy about your boss or your co-workers. They are not listening to me. They are not understanding me. You will be talking like that, during this year when Ketu is here in the 10th house zone from March 17th onwards. So take care of your mood swings at the place of work. You will not find everybody behaving like you. Of course not. So you will get a little disheartened because of that. But ultimately, you will be more focused on your work. And in case you are not able to take advice of your some family member, it will be really helpful. Now, for you, major transit of Mars is very important. See, Mars will be transiting through your 1st house from Feb 26, which is really very crucial. So it will be conjunct Saturn. Mars and Saturn combination will give you a lot of zeal, a lot of energy. It is in the natural zodiac forming a 1st house, 10th house, 11th house, and 8th house connectivity. So this will bring about a lot of transformational changes in you also. At the place of work, you will change a lot. You will make some major decisions at the place of work for changing the policies, enhancing your growth, chemistry with your bonding with your people also. But at the same time, this brings about a lot of aggressive energy in you. So channelize it towards positive, and you will definitely be able to utilize it. From April 7th to May 17th, 2nd house Mars transit will give you a lot of aggression towards your family members. You will be getting inclined to making a lot of money during this time, and you will get a lot of prospects also, which is going to help you grow as a person, because being the 11th Lord in the 2nd, definitely elevation in financials. But you have to think logically. You have to think on the proper channel. You have to think on the proper lines. Only then it will be helpful. Otherwise, it will backfire. So be prepared. In Pisces sign, Mars is going to be from May 17th to June 27th. And it's going to be looking at your 6th house. Not a good time for initiation of any kind of lawsuit, filing a court case, in case you're already having a court case running. So this will give you a lot of problems in that. Complications can come up, or maybe the other person is stronger than you. So you have to channelize, you have to follow the right path, you have to take help of the right people, get in touch with the right people. There is nothing like mutual consent which is happening. Okay, so just don't depend or bank on the people who are just trying to take you away from the right path, or confuse you. Mars will be transiting Aries sign, its own zone in the 4th house zone, 27th June to August 10th. So this is the time when you will be changing the place where you're living, or you're going to be buying something new, some new place, some new house, some new property. So that is very helpful. But mother's health, you have to be taking care of. It can lead to some kind of complications to your father's health as well, because Mars is from the 9th house in the 8th house. So this can lead to some complications in your father's health. You should always see how is it impacting your relations. It is impacting your children also, because from the 5th house, it is the 12th house transit. So your children might be leaving you and going overseas, or maybe there are certain detaching energies involved. Children are not listening, or you're feeling quite detached yourself. Here, Rahu energy is also involved with Mars. So it will give you a lot of confusion in making the money through property, real estate. So don't get carried away by what an income I'm getting suddenly. So the more, you know, the greed, it will actually put you in that trap. So this is a trap, basically. Rahu is a trap. So don't fall prey to it. Ultimately, it will take it away, you know. So it is the tendency that Rahu takes away everything, what it gives. So you have to be really cautious about that. If you're getting a lot of wealth, suddenly, you know, you're growing. So mind you that there is something which is coming your way, which is negative also. See, Taurus and Gemini are back and forth of Mars again because of the retrogression. So it is going to be in Taurus from August 10th to October 16th, and then again from November 13th to March 13th in Taurus sign, and will be entering Gemini from October 16th to November 13th. So this is like back and forth, and can lead to some creative energies of yours. Maybe people will start recognizing you. You are very powerful in your thoughts and your ideas, but you can have some complications in your relationship. You can go aggressive, wild, sexual desires are on its peak, but at the same time, you need to be a little more emotional. Don't have a relationship which is going to be temporary, just one night stand types. No, have that kind of gravity in you. Okay. For you, I would suggest Om Namah Shivaya chants 408 times every day. Do it and you will feel the difference. Okay. God bless. Have a great year ahead. Coming to second last sign of the natural zodiac, that is Aquarius. For Aquarius natives, Saturn is leaving the 12th house zone and will be transiting the first. See, this is the peak of Saraswati also, if you're looking at from the Moon Sign Vise. So it's a peak Saraswati. If at all you're having a lot of struggle that you have been having with Saturn in the 12th, so this is going to be the peak of it. So I'm not scaring you or something, but yeah, Saturn is Saturn. Saturn is a malefic planet. So we need to do remedies related to your personal chart, of course. Remedies are personalized, remember. They cannot be the same, or they cannot work in the same manner. The general chants that I give, definitely they do work, they do help. But at the same time, whenever you have to, you're having Saraswati peak, you should do Rudra Abhishekam from time to time. Maybe once in 6 months, once in 3 months, or once in a year, you should perform Rudra Abhishekam. And also there is a very good remedy, you should always sprinkle your burner, gas burner or the stove before sleeping, before ending or winding up your kitchen, sprinkle 2-3 drops of raw milk on the burner, the burning burner, which is just now only been switched off. So it will just give that sound, whizzing sound, whiz, it will give. So that is a very good remedy for Ashtama Shani, Kantaka Shani, or the Saraswati. It'll really help you. It's like moon and burner is Saturn. So that kind of an energy, it helps improve the Saraswati. So definitely Jupiter is going to be coming out of your first house zone and will be entering your second on the April 13th. So it will give you increase in your financials. Your thinking process will change. You will enhance, the perspective will change. It's definitely going to be very positive for you. Saturn in the first house and Jupiter in the second will give you, it's like it's like one house away from each other. So you will have a lot of changes towards positive at the place of work. Some future prospects, some growth coming your way, some good news coming your way. So be receptive to it. Because from the first house, Saturn is going to be looking at a 10th also. So whenever Saturn is transiting the first house, fourth house, seventh house, 10th house, it gives some changes because it's the Kendra house, is movable, it's like, uh, uh, it's giving some ripples, it's giving some kind of, unsettling kind of energy. So positive or negative definitely depends on your personal chart. But yes, whenever Saturn is transiting the Kendras, it gives some changes, definitely. Jupiter transiting the Kendra also gives some changes towards positive. And Saturn, some uneasiness along with it because it's a malefic, strong malefic. So by saying that I love Saturn, he doesn't bother me, he doesn't harm me, that's all. I will not use that word crap, but yeah, it is a crap. So just don't leave the right path. Be a strict disciplinarian. Get up on time, sleep on time. Even that's your clock. But you should be very punctual. You should not be lazy. You should not leave things, half done. Complete everything, whatever you initiate. Jupiter is going to be in the second house. Rahu Ketu are going to be in your third, ninth axis. So this is going to give you some travels. It's going to enhance and elevate your knowledge also. You're going to be very spiritual kinds. There can be some detaching energy with your father though. But it is very positive for doing things which are related to your travels, your school, your college, education, selling of property, all that is going to be very positive. Okay. And also, Venus is your yoga karagraha. So do check the dates which I've mentioned initially about Venus's transit. Whenever Venus will be touching Rahu and Ketu, this will bring about some complications in your relationships. Wherever your Venus in the natal chart is, but in transit, whenever Venus is touching Rahu and Ketu, it is going to give some complications, some problems, some anger or some detachment or some suspicion. All that you have to work through. This is not going to be otherwise ending at all. So you make sure that you make right kind of choices, right kind of decisions. Mars's transit is also very important. Mars will be in your Capricorn sign from February 26 to April 7. This is the time when you have to be really careful about your health. You have to take care of your body. You have to take care of your bones. You have to take care of because it's a Saturn Moon Mars combination after all. It is 1, 8, 10, 11 combination in the national zodiac. So this is a strong yoga. At the same time, it is going to be giving you some, if Mars is ahead, obviously it will give the results of the Scorpio sign. But if it is behind Saturn, till the time it's behind Saturn, it is going to give the results of Aries sign. So where your Aries is, it is going to give you that kind of impact. And in this chart, of course, it's going to give some connectivity with the siblings going overseas, complications in relationships. But at the same time, it is very positive for fulfillment of desires. Okay. And Jupiter's, I told you, transiting through the second house is very, very essential and powerful. So here, one more thing, Mars will be transiting through your first house also. That is going to happen from April 7th to May 17th. This is also like a volatile kind of an energy. You can go really aggressive. Aggressive in what? You are not going to be standing on the road and fighting and shouting or hitting anybody. It's not that. It can be like that, you have a lot of energy within you. Your sexual urge is pretty high. You have the urge to conquer the world. Okay, that is Mars. Mars is going to be doing that. So all those energies you have to look into when Mars is over your first house. So don't get carried away. Don't be on the negative side of this Mars. Mars is Mangal also. Mars is Kuja also. Its name is Kuja also. So Kuja means it's like, we are connected to your to the soil, to the earth, right? So plant some seeds, plant some trees, and have a kitchen garden. All that is quite a remedy for Mars. Okay. So for you, I can give you the chant of Om Namah Shivaya. Do it for 108 times every day. Om Namah Shivaya Om. But you should be doing, getting your personalized reading from the astrologer, any astrologer you can pick and choose. But you should have a personalized reading and personalized remedies. It's very essential because everybody is unique, everybody is different. Everybody's chart is different and carries a meaning, and there has to be a reading done, and after that decide what remedy would be suitable for this person. If that person is having mental problem, is very anxiety prone, how can you give him a remedy to do the chants? How can you ask him to do the meditation? No, it will never work. It'll never work. An anxiety prone person has to be given or dealt with differently. Okay. And we have to do club the vastu also of the house with the horoscope. Only then the remedies are to be decided, basically. Coming to the next sign, that is Pisces, last one of the natural zodiac. And Pisces people, you have to see Jupiter's transit. Jupiter is going to be over your first house after April 13th. So this is very positive for you. Weight gain is quite likely though, but it is very positive for you, for your children, for your father, for your growth, your own growth, and your partner's growth. So when you grow, your partner grows. Obviously, it goes like this because it's the opposite house. And whenever a planet is in this axis, it is going to activate the other house also right opposite it. So when Jupiter is in your first house, it is going to activate your seventh house as well. So there will be some bonding, some changes, some new happiness quotient will be there. You will be maybe forming some kind of connectivity with your children. You'll be going in for some higher education. All that is going to get triggered up. Saturn is going to be in your 12th house. Back and forth, Sadesati starts. So this Sadesati will obviously in its Mool Trikona Rashi, so it will not be that impactful. But yes, it is going to be bringing about some changes, overseas connectivity. Maybe you will be traveling overseas, or maybe you'll be shifting from your place of birth to some other country. So that is there. So that is what I call the unsettled energy. That is what is Saraswati. But the whole phase we cannot write off because there are 2.5 months in that particular 10-year stay of Saturn in that particular zone. 2.5 months are really difficult. Which 2.5 months? That is, of course, dependent on your Saturn's degree in the natal chart. So there's a way to calculate all this. So you have to be very careful when you're making decisions regarding your travels, your journeys, settling abroad, working abroad. All those you have to be careful about. Saturn will be looking at your second house also from there, sixth house also. So some kind of litigation you can entrap in where you have to pay a lot of money. So be careful about that as well. Saturn will be transiting in Aquarius. That is the Sadesati beginning will happen from April 9th to July 12th. And then finally, it will be entering the Aquarius sign only on January 17th next year. So it will be like back and forth. So when Saturn moves backwards from July 12th to 17th January next year, so this will be again triggering the 11th house energies, whatever you're feeling right now. So you will have maybe amplifying energies with Saturn coming back to that zone, because it's like, you've completed a span, you've completed a job, you've completed a project and you're asked to do it again. How will you feel? It is not going to be a very comfortable or a very favorable kind of a scenario, isn't it? So that is something, that uneasiness you will feel when Saturn comes back to its own zone where he has already been. And it's his own zone, of course, its own sign. So Saturn wants you to learn something about your past life, past deeds, learn from them and just grow so that your Sadesati becomes favorable. Saturn will be any which ways before the start looking at your moon or your Lagna from the third aspect. So this must have given you already that heads up that, come on, I'm going to be doing this to you. So you have to be prepared for this. All this what Saturn is giving. Rahu Ketu are going to be changing signs and will be transiting your 2 and 8 axis. Ketu in the 8th house definitely gives some health issues related to suddenness. Suddenly you will lose your breath, you will lose your, problems in the lungs, stomach area. Suddenly something has to come up. So be prepared for it. Though it is going to be transiting out of this 8th house zone and be entering 9th house zone and be entering the 8th house, and also Rahu in the 2nd house will give you an inclination towards making money in the wrong way. Your speech will become very, you'll become a liar. Maybe, you will be telling stories, you'll be cooking up stories to people, and you will be doing things which are, favorable to you, self-centric approach, as we say. So you have to be careful about that. Jupiter will be transiting out of the 1st house and coming to your 12th house to 1st house, positive for you. Rahu transiting towards your 2nd house will give you a lot of courage to make decisions. At the same time, something which it will give you a lot of money, growth, wealth prospects, but again, it will take away from you when it leaves the zone on November 30th next year. So all that glitters is not gold. Some major change will happen when Pisces and Virgo sign gets active with Rahu Ketu axis getting activated. None of the planets are, having this kind of a connectivity. All the planets who come in Rahu Ketu grasp, they will be any which ways impacted by Rahu or Ketu. So you have to be prepared for it. For Jupiterian signs, basically Moon's movement will be a big time issue, a matter of, which you all must hear, the weeklies. And also Venus will be transiting, one by one, all the zodiac signs. So, and will be coming back to Sagittarius again by the end of this year. So you have to plan everything very meticulously, the dates that I've given. So when Venus is transiting your Aquarius sign, or when Venus is transiting your Taurus sign in the 3rd house, or the 8th house Libra sign. So you have to be careful in your relationship. You have to be very, very careful about filing a litigation, loans, debts, diseases, all that can trigger up. Thankfully, Jupiter is looking here, the 6th house zone from the 12th, but still you have to be taking care. It's looking at the 8th, it's looking at the 6th. Quite a grace that you have, till the time Jupiter is in Aquarius, and then till April, of course, and then enters the 1st house. So you will make decisions regarding your investments, finance, all that you will be doing. Okay. Very positive. And the best remedy would be Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om 108 times every day, or if not possible on the every day, then do it on the Thursdays. Okay. So that's it, I think. Let me quickly go through the chat. So many messages, and a very, very thank you for being here, and Happy New Year to you all. I am really happy that 2021 is over, and Chaitra Shukla Pratipada definitely requires attention. I'll be making a separate video. Conjunctions will be taken care of. Saturn's transit will be taken care of. Jupiter's transit will be taken care of in my videos. I will be doing separate videos of the same. And of course, the innermost, outermost, all the planets I do, the transits, I love to do the transit videos, as you know, and love to impart my knowledge. Welcome, ma'am, to English New Year. Thank you so much, Jordan. During Venus retrograde is what I feel. We miss a sign, something, some area we should put attention on. Yes, you should actually pay attention on your own self. You should change yourself, rectify yourself. This is a very good time to interpret whatever you have done in the past, to understand and rectify your mistakes. All the retrogrades are here, and relationship, of course. Jazel, Happy New Year. Thank you so much. Which sign, right? Okay. I was waiting for this one. Yeah, I've done it today. So, and Happy New Year. Thank you, ma'am. How will be the health of Gemini Ascendant in 2022? See, 2022 Gemini people will be having some health issues because Saturn is going to be back and forth, So the best would be, the relief would be from April 29th to July 12th. So that is the time you should utilize that time, to go in for a treatment where you can get the cure also. And I will do the question answers live. I have no problem if you will, maybe, somewhere in the future. VL, you're so right. I'm going through a terrible time now. It's my second Saturn return in the 4th house. Don't worry, everything will be fine. Saturn is here to teach us something. Thank you, VL Astrology. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. May insights propel people to do good. Yeah, actually. Hi, Sabrina. Hi, Grace. Hi, Leo. Okay. Still live 2 hours. Yeah. This was a live video, guys. And I thank God for, giving me this kind of, I would say, he's given me so much of energy that I could do this. Thank you, God. And thanks for the ones who are here. It's late in India. And yeah, I'll be doing other videos soon. Thank you so much. Stay blessed, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Spiritual growth will be there for Sagittarius people because it's hemmed between 2 malefics, right? But they are helping you in a way because you're going to be enhancing your, energies, detachment, isolation, and channelizing it towards your own growth, spiritual growth because of that. Okay. Whenever a planet or a sign is hemmed between 2 planets, it's definitely the energies of those 2, asking you to do things which are going to be really helpful to you, to understand you better. Ketu is a detaching energy. Saturn is a detaching energy. So when you get detached, what happens? Spiritually, you grow, isn't it? Which is very difficult also in the worldly pursuits. Don't worry, everything will be fine. Don't think so much. Okay, God bless everyone. Take care and stay tuned. Om Tat Sat.